Episode 46 of Shootin the Shibby on this nice, chilly Central Jersey day. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Martin Luther King Day. Those that had off, fantastic. Those that didn't, sorry you had to work. We have a guest with us this time. We have a very special guest. You may know him from his calls that we come in. We have Kyle from the Full Slice podcast. Kyle, how are you doing today, sir?
What's going on, guys? Good to come back. Good to see you again.
Glad for you to be here. Glad you could join us. And you brought a lot of goodies with you too that we'll get to later.
Just try to hook you guys up.
Oh, we appreciate it. If there's one thing we love is food and beer. So
well, it's hot, so you got to be careful.
That's okay. Spicy's good.
Yeah.
Eat through the pain.
Some pickles and some hot jam. Brought you guys some craft beer. We're gonna have a good time.
Well, I mean, some hot pickles. Right on.
Right.
Excellent. Well, boys, how was your weekend?
Not too bad. Nice and relaxing for a change.
Brian's wasn't busy because he has a Texans shirt, so we know what he's. You want to go food shopping on Sundays now? Yeah, we can. Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong, but
Speaking of
it's okay.
Speaking of football, I actually watched sports on Sunday.
Did you? Which game did you watch?
Crap.
Golden Black, the Saints. The
Golden
Saints,
what?
Golden Black, right? That's the Saints.
They are the Saints.
They are Golden Black, correct.
Saints and the
Golden State Saints.
No, I was just thinking
the
Golden
best
Black.
soccer team you ever dang
And
saw.
then it was versus the purple people, right?
The purple people eaters.
That was one step away
Rams.
from a chick comment. I love the Saints. Their helmet colors are gray and black. They're
I actually love them.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
I love the black and
let me
gold.
tell you. I love the Saints. Peyton Manning is like the best quarterback ever. I love the Saints.
Yeah.
One of my favorite race car liveries is the John Player Special, which is indeed black and gold.
Hey,
so.
don't diss race cars. We were talking about that
That's
off
not
air
a
before
diss.
here. That NASCAR is
Vull.
nothing to bat an eyelash at. Those
I
you
was
get shit faced
saying-
with those rednecks. There's nothing funner than that.
Yes, I was saying I want to be drunk on cheap beer, half-naked, sunburned, screaming at V8 cars going around the track at 200 miles an hour.
Well-
I want to do that.
Have you ever seen Indy cars race? You guys ever seen Indy cars?
Oh, it's incredible.
Oh, you just hear
Yeah.
the guy at the end. But it's crazy because you don't think, like, when you see him wreck on TV, you don't really hear the noises, but, like, to hear the tires screech
Oh, it's insane.
at, like, $180, it's fucking nuts.
It's unsettling, isn't it?
No, yeah.
It's really like you almost hear more of a boom than like a crack
Yeah,
and like
and it's-
something you'd hear. It's just it's weird.
It's like when you go to a NASCAR race, you just get a bunch of friends together and you get drunk and you, like, pick drivers to, like, you pick, like, 10 drivers, whoever's finishes first.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's fun.
No, for sure.
Have you ever been to a football game? Like a
football
professional
game?
football?
Yeah,
Have any of you guys?
Yeah, I've
Yes.
done-
I went to 2 this year.
I have, yes.
I have not.
I've gone to. You've never been to a professional
No.
football? Really?
Never. That's the one sporting.
We went to 2.
Congratulations.
2 weeks in a row.
Why?
I've never-
Why? Like,
I don't
just
know.
feel
I
like
never
that's
really
something
had the
that you would've-
opportunity. I've been to enough hockey games and baseball games to last a lifetime, but I've never did football.
Really, baseball? Yeah, you didn't rub off as a baseball person. I feel like a lot of people.
I got thrown out of Phillies games, a couple Phillies games.
Well,
really.
yeah, you're a Phillies fan. That's as is tradition.
Well, yeah, but you know,
thrown out of games, puke on children, make fun of Chicago for their murders. Phillies fans.
start a clap that says took the plunge when a guy proposed to his girlfriend in our section. That wasn't.
Dude, like I said, I saw one. There was a sign. There's a sign when Chicago, I guess Philly beat Chicago, and it was just like Chicago stick to murders. We'll take care of football.
Yeah, it was after the Eagles
What?
after the Eagles beat the Bears because Cody Parkey missed a 43-yard field goal.
Well, it
to
got
lose
tipped
the game.
though. It did get.
It did get tipped.
It
It did get tipped.
I think it would
was
have
it
gone
a
in
good
if it didn't
tip?
get
Yeah,
tipped.
if it didn't get tipped,
Yeah, good
it
service.
honestly would have because it was
Shame
going good
tipped
and then it hit the finger. It went that way.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And
wind
hit
caught
the
it.
post.
Yep.
That'll happen.
Enough of my stories end with my finger went that way.
It hit the post.
My finger went that way, and then all hell broke loose.
Here we go again, Old Faithful.
Oh gosh, what do you guys? What have you guys been wanting to talk about? What's going on? Like, it's so cold out. That's like I feel like everybody's
is
talking about
fucking-
that.
I made
There's
it
way
my-
more going on.
I made it my goal to not leave my apartment today, and I left twice. I'm very upset with myself.
Well, I mean,
Well,
that
you did it with
happens.
the name of the podcast. Look at this swanky new mic stand that we have.
Yes. We have a working
Yep.
fourth mic finally again.
All Bob needs is like a Casio keyboard, and he could be playing music at like a cheap
Hey,
bar.
welcome
All
to the
right.
Shibby Shack.
How's everyone
I was
doing?
going to say, you know what I want to do now? I want to shave my head, get circle black frame glasses, and get a keyboard and just sit in the corner when you guys make a zinger, and I'll just be like, It's like Spencer's tie, because Spencer's the guy. Hey, got a little time music.
Do you actually know how to play piano at all?
No.
Nah.
I do.
We'll start there.
Speaking of,
What if you did that with your ocarina? Because you have your little.
I do have my little
potato
ocarina.
Yeah.
What?
I have an ocarina.
That was great. So what was it? New Year's 3 years ago now. We I played.
Ocarina.
No, well that's Macarena.
Hi.
The close.
That's a dance.
No, but
This is a musical
ocarina like from
instrument.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. He has an ocarina.
Yeah, you
that
can make
he'll
your
shoot
own
around.
song. My name is Brian, and I play on the potato. And
Hey, the snakes, get out of here.
We weren't that creative, but we Bob cracked at his trombone, I played my trumpet, and we played Old Lang Syne, and then we were able to find a version that he could play on ocarina.
Oh,
But,
that was a Monday. Yeah, you guys did a New Year's live show.
yeah, that was. I mean, this was before the podcast. This was years ago.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
Oh,
what,
I'm saying,
we
did
did
you
3
guys
years
do
ago?
one on New Year's this
We
year?
did.
I did one on New Year's. Yes, I
That's
still
very
played Old
cool.
Lang Syne. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, did you guys podcast?
No,
We did the day before.
We did the day before.
Yeah, we recorded the
we-
day before and
Yeah.
released the episode on New Year's Day.
I have no mental timeline, so yes, what they said. Don't listen to me.
I got an Air BnB on New Year's Eve in the middle of nowhere in this town. I just needed to get away. There was just too many things going on, and I was in bed by 10:30.
I completely respect
Word.
that. I get the pizzazz of going, like, I'm all for raging, but I just, when it comes to
Oh,
New Year's,
yeah.
I like to bring it in the comfort of a warm home and good friends.
Well, it was an
And-
Airbnb, so it was the warm comfort of someone else's home. But
That's close enough.
Someone else's home. Some guy named Dave who watched me as I slept as he scratched his stomach. And, said,
and they were home on the other side of the house.
Oh, that's
tickles
weird.
Oh, that's
tickles your
awkward.
ear, make sure you're doing okay. You need anything?
I have
You
never
want the
actually done
cookies?
an Airbnb. What is that like?
It was my first
what
one.
do you
My
have to do?
girlfriend's like, she's like, oh, it's great. We'll go. Like the place we stayed was, like I said, north of Easton, Weston. Your Bill Cosby joke.
North of Easton,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, off of a Richard Pryor album. And it was this town called Regalsville, and it was the middle of the nowhere. And the Airbnb, it said $60, and it had this picture of this really nice house. So we're like, oh wow, that seems cool. $60 for the house? Fuck yeah. So we go there, and it's a mother-in-law suite on the back end of a really old historic house. And
right,
something
that's so cool.
happened on the computer where we couldn't book it, and the lady's like, just come and give us cash. So we show up, she's not there. And her daughter, like her 16-year-old daughter's like, here's the keys to our home. Like she just was home and handed us the keys to the
Right.
mother-in-law suite. And we texted the lady like, hey, you're not here. It's late. Can we just give you a check in the morning? She's like, no, you can't. It's not
no.
cool. Like, so we're like, what do we do? Like, we stand out in the rain until you come home. So the lady got home and she's like, oh, you could just give me the check a little bit. Gave her the check, walked to this restaurant in the rain with these umbrellas. It was kind of nice. It was actually very nice.
Yeah?
Walked in the rain, had a nice dinner, like one of the best meals I've ever had. Went back home, drank a bottle of wine, taught her how to play rummy with cards, like 500 rummy.
Sure.
And we went to bed at 10:30. Greatest night of my life.
We had, because Brian throws a party over here, but a lot of our friends opted to do the same thing.
I'm over it. I'm totally over it. There is nothing fun about being wasted anymore.
Nah, I disagree. In
Nah,
fact, over so
I
Depends how early you started. You know what I mean? Like, you
I
have like a
mean-
good 10-year run. It's like
having a nice buzz, I'm cool with, but
That-
getting like to the point of just like
like put all this in the microwave
yeah,
and put it on toast. Now.
we're gonna make cheesy bread without the bread.
just throw the plate without the cheese on it. Make that into something delicious.
Yeah. Some drunk food concoctions I've had, I wish I wrote them down.
Just get drunk. They'll come back to you. When I went to Ryder,
There we go.
That's how-
what?
yeah, that it all. Well, so when I went to Ryder, drunk Spencer always had to, like his new mission was to pee on every building at Ryder.
Okay.
And now I never had motivation to do it when I was sober, but it was just after a certain point, you know, you get the Popeye music going, you're like, and I was like, go out and try and pee on stuff.
Well, I mean, I didn't really.
It always comes back to you when you're drunk. It's almost like having a second persona. Or I have to go see a doctor, one of the two. But at the time, it was a lot of fun.
I just imagine you standing outside I don't know, like what, I guess one of the sorority buildings you have yet to pee on, and you just hear like Dun, dun, dun. And like every time it goes dun, dun, it's like a new part of like your clothing you're taking off, like zipper down, unbuttoned, pants down.
Well, I mean, it'd be funny to pee.
I'm not peeing like a 5-year-old with my pants on the ground holding my shirt
No. I want like shirt up, pants all the way to the ground. You're just like, and then finally someone else and then be like, "Are you peeing on our building?" And then you do like the waddle with like your pants around your ankles.
No,
like
cheese it.
That's
you trip
funny.
over you trip over yourself and you like you have to jump and try to pull it up.
Ow! I scraped my knee.
It's like I peed on every building in my town. Well, why did you stop? Well, because the last one was an elementary school, and it was during a weekday.
Yeah,
we all do things when we're drunk. Though I think the thing that takes the cake for me, that was a wake up call for me, happened like 8 years ago, which is bad.
Why? What happened?
Well, we had this party, Halloween party. I was living. Me and my cousin had a house together on the Delaware River in a town called Frenchtown. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Frenchtown.
Never heard of Frenchtown.
Little river town. You know, it was awesome. I had a party house. Like 4 of our friends got DUIs. It was awesome. So
That's how you know. That's how you know.
we had this one friend who was like really awkward. We're like, let's get him to dress up as Harry Potter. But the only way he's going to is if we dress up as Harry Potter's friends. So I'm like, I'll dye my hair bleach blonde and I'll be Malfoy. So I had the day off on Halloween when all
Harry's
my other
best
friends
friend
were.
Malfoy.
Yeah, right. We didn't know. Yeah. So I just dressed. I dyed my hair and I glued it, like put glue in it, slicked it back, went and bought a cape. And I was off that day while everybody else was working. So I'm like, I'm gonna go trick or treating during the day. I was drinking during the day. My cousin's like, don't leave the house. You're drunk. Stop. Do not leave the house.
You're drunk. Give me the keys.
So I start going trick or treating. I'm getting candy. I'm like, I'm gonna share this candy with my friends.
You won't let me out of my house? My father will hear about this.
Yeah, right? So I go trick-or-treating, and this woman, I guess, didn't have her light on, but nobody else did because it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was still light out. Like when kids are trick-or-treating in wagons, it's too early for an adult to be trick-or-treating.
Right.
So I knock on this lady's door, and like, nothing. No, and she fucking swung that door open. She's like, don't you know that people that don't have the light on don't partake in festivities? I'm like, oh, shit. So I left, and I hear the door close. And I took the flagpole off of her house because every wizard needs a staff, right, guys? Come on.
Absolutely. Trick or treat.
So I start going trick-or-treating, and my cousin calls me. He goes, hey, can you stop at the little grocery store in town? We need cheese for cheese dip. And I'm drunk. I'm like, yeah, cheese dip. Like, put this in the microwave. So I walk up to the grocery store.
Is the microwave your cornucopia?
Yeah, yes. So I
Put it in the cornucopia.
Yeah, it's the poor man's brick oven. So I go into the grocery store and I come out with the cheese and I come out with the staff, a pillowcase full of candy, and there's a cop car and they say, we got him. We got the,
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So I'm drunk in the back of a cop car with my hair slicked back blonde, and all I can think of is my mugshot's going to be me with a cape on with blonde hair bleached back. My dad's going to disown me. He's not going to come get me.
My father's not going to hear about this.
So they take me down, like there's a gas station right before you get on the main highway to go back to the barracks, and they're waiting to get a police report from the lady. And right at the last minute, the lady goes, you know what? She goes, I think I overreacted. I don't want to press charges. I think you should just let him go. And as long as he brings the flagpole back. So they let me go at the fucking gas station. It started raining. I had to walk like 15 blocks back to my house in the rain. The Elmer's glue's like dripping down my face. My hair's no longer slicked back. Halloween's not fun anymore. And the cheese melted. And then I said, you know what? I got like 10 more
years. And the
years.
roast is burnt and the prom is tomorrow.
I got 10 more years
tomorrow
until I could talk about this on my friend's podcast.
You already knew.
He's like, dude, I cannot wait. There's going to be a podcast in like 9 years.
Yeah, I'm going to be a
I
legend.
can't wait to tell it on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Over the weekend, like I watched. I really went over there for friendship and alcohol. So I brought a 6-pack of Two Roads, their espresso beer. I had that, and then a few more. We ended up getting into a drunken discussion of ska music versus thrash metal, and then they went to bed because it's Sunday. But I had off, so I was like, I want to keep this party train going. So I walked out the door because this was over in Neptune. I walked out the door and I heard music coming from live music coming from someone's house, and so. Drunken Venture Spencer's like, you know what? I'm new in the area and I need to make new friends. So I need to go and knock on the door, and it's like, hi, I heard music. You guys, do you have room for one more? And he just looks at me. He's like, no. Like, okay, that's fair. Have a great night.
You're drunk. You're like, it's cool.
No, I totally.
I just imagine how it actually goes down. Like, you're just knocking on the door. I heard music. I want to dance. Can you please get off? No, it's fine. I'll be great. I'll be great.
Well, I guess
get
it
off
didn't
our
help.
property, please.
Kind of looking back, it didn't help. it was kind of like one of those houses where there's an apartment on the first floor and then you like a second floor. So the first door you open up
It's called a split level home.
There you go. Split level
Cape Cod.
homie. So, but the first door was open, and so the door to the apartment was just a glass door. So I was knocking on the glass door and I have my leather jacket, it was. I don't know.
I would have much preferred if this was like an actual holiday, like your story where you're in the green tutu and you intimidated that lady.
Yeah, but he's trying
I
to
would
make
have
friends.
much preferred if you're like in like a ridiculous outfit and you're like, I want to dance to your music.
I want to tell you about my bicycle.
Actually,
you know what bothers
there's
me?
the story to the bicycle.
Oh,
You know what
too,
bothers
but,
me? Digital bathroom
Did
scales.
it get stolen? Did it get stolen?
Opposite. I adopted it.
Another one.
No, that's still the same one.
No,
That's
the one
still-
that was like part of a Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel song put together. The bicycle that you found by the train tracks.
Yeah, precisely that one. Yes, that's the one that I adopted.
Sorry.
So it does have. That's a very fair statement. No, that's the one that I adopted, and so
Yeah.
it does have a story to it. But
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I ended up just riding my bike to the
adopted
Seine.
a bike.
I did adopt a bike. It was all there by itself.
Did you rescue it from the pound?
That was also.
I gotta wait till Spencer's riding down, rings the bell. Hey, nice bike. It's a rescue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't wait for him to say it to the wrong person. Be like, "Would you fucking pull it out of a burning building, you asshole?"
It's like, I was a volunteer firefighter. Thank you.
It was laying on the train tracks, and I
Explain
rescued
the
it.
It was tied to the train tracks, yelling "Help me!" while some evil dude with the mustache is, and I rescued it. And
Motorcycles will be the future. He gets away his little moped. I'll get you next time, bicycle man.
the fucking top hat.
I found a list online of the worst predictions ever by really smart people from the 1800s. Like,
Oh my
there'll
God.
never be a flying machine. Like, this is the craziest poor invention.
Jokes on them. My
I'm gonna keep
ancestors
finding
made the
worst-
airplane.
Worst predictions.
The Irish made the airplane.
The Wright brothers?
The Wright brothers are Irish.
They were my ancestors.
Correct.
They
They
are.
are your aunt.
Really?
How are the Wright?
Just because they're Irish
Oh, no,
doesn't
no.
make
Was
them
this some-
related
Yeah,
to you.
but-
Excuse you.
Was this
Excuse
some-
you. My mother's maiden name is Wright, and if you go down the family tree, you get to the Wright brothers.
Are you sure it's supposed to
Thank you
some
very much.
23andMe bullshit?
Whoa. Dude, that's actually really cool.
No, it does go down to it. So I am
Don't take him
Wait,
seriously.
so,
while I'm
so you're
while I'm pissing
actually
on
you
him.
actually are related.
legitimately related to the Wright brothers.
Wow.
So why
Okay,
don't-
that's actually kind of
So
cool.
why
then.
aren't you successful like though?
And why did you wait till
They already made a
podcast?
plane. What am I going to do?
Why did you
Reinvent
wait
the
till
plane?
podcast 43 or 4? What is it? 46?
46.
To say that. That's like that
You
should be.
never-
You should
you never
start
asked.
with that.
Welcome to the first episode. My ancestors are the Wright brothers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
and at that point, they're just like, huh, neat.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, that's
Good
cool.
for you.
When I was a
champ.
kid,
I don't get royalties every time like United goes off the fucking ground.
When I was a kid, this is a true story. When I was a kid, the guy we learned about the assassination of Lincoln and obviously John Wilkes Booth, and the guy that owned the bait and tackle shop right down the street from my house. His name was Ed Booth, and once I learned about it, he was like one of my dad's good friends. I'm like, Dad, you should see. Was he related to the Lincoln guy?
Right.
My dad's like, I'm not asking him that. We get our bait and tackle from him. He's just my friend. I'm not going to do that. And we were there one day. I was like, Dad, like when you're a little kid, like, Dad. My dad's like, listen, Eddie, Kyle just wants me to ask you. He thinks you could be possibly related to John Wilkes Booth. He goes, oh, I actually am. He was like my great great uncle. I'm like, murderer! I looked at my dad. Anytime my dad's ever questioned me from then on, I'd be like, do you remember the John Wilkes Booth incident? Yeah. Get the cheesecake.
Put it in the microwave.
The microwave.
All right, so here's some predictions. You guys will like this. The telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication.
He says on his telephone.
He says on his
Yeah, William Orton, the president of Western Union, said that in 1876. Here's one from
Take
Thomas
that,
Edison.
Bell.
Fooling around with alternating current AC is a waste of time. No one will ever use that, ever.
That was Edison?
Thomas Edison
He's
said
a
that.
fucking idiot, so
Well,
it's okay.
about to say because Tesla was the one that was fooling around with the AC current, right?
Yeah.
I believe.
We lost video.
Cool.
By the way,
I'll fix it.
But continue.
Continue. I'll fix it.
So anyway, here we go. 1903, and I quote: "The horse is here to stay, but the automobile is only a novelty, a fad."
Yes.
President of Michigan Savings Bank advising Henry Ford's lawyer not to invest in the Ford Motor Company.
That's funny that you mentioned that because I'm pretty sure it was. I need citations, but I'm pretty sure Henry Ford was the person that said, in terms of talking about what is it? Group consensus, like when crap. whatever the term is, where you get a group of people and you ask their opinions on things, like their taste and whatnot, like
Consensus.
Okay, that works then. But if it was like, if I listened to people, we wouldn't even be. I would be trying to make a horse faster. I wouldn't even make a car because people weren't thinking about that. It's about thinking about the invention.
If people wanted
ahead.
faster horses,
See, but
the car
there's
wouldn't have
something to be
existed.
said about that. There's something to be said about that train of thought. Let's not invent something different. Let's take what we have and make it better. That's a good way of thought.
But it's also the opposite thought of like, let's not take what people want. Let's define what people will want.
Back in the day, I heard about a story about a podcast that took a headphone jack, put it in a reverse headphone jack back into the original jack, then plugged it into the jack in the board, and it actually worked. So let's not...
They sound like they suck.
They sound like they used the wrong power cord and screwed up that
Here's
mixer.
the phone call. Hey, Kyle, you want to come over and start an hour later than we thought we would? Sure. Oh, yeah, he's on board.
And,
Don't worry, we'll power the mixer with the same cord that powers my Hyperkin combo SNES NES console.
Right, Jelly, like, babe, what voltage is your diffuser? 8 volts. Shit.
What about the curling iron? 48
hardwired.
Fuck, I need 40.
that was probably the most shibby, because I think you were like our first. You were probably one of our first more serious guests, and so like I was really in my head too. I was trying to be like, all right, I don't want anything to get fucked up. I want it to go smoothly. I want to at least seem like a professional podcast. And then that day happened.
And then it was, hey guys, I can't make the show this week. I have to work. Are you guys cool with handling, everything?
And the whole thing turns into a dumpster
They look
fire.
like a couple kids looking for Christmas presents hidden in their parents' house when they went out to dinner.
And here's the thing, I'm getting texts the entire time while I'm working. They're like, Bob, where's the power cable? I'm like, it's in the white
could
box.
not
It's
find
not in
that
the white
white
box.
box.
Ryan was getting very upset with you because he says it's in the red bag. He's like, the red bag is upside down. There's nothing in it.
Well, there was a small white box in the red bag.
The next week, I come in and I'm like, oh wow, like where are the cables? And they're like, oh no, we couldn't find it. I go, you mean this one right here?
I mean, that's like,
It's right here.
back in
And
the
the
day, your
best
mom
part-
be like, Mom,
We
where's
got
the
it
milk?
to work.
Well, the best part
I don't know
was
how we got
the
it to
cable. Yeah, the cable that we used to work. It was like shoving the circular peg through the square hole. Like that, we just pushed the cable in until it got power.
Jammed it in there.
I guess so, and we didn't break anything.
There you go.
And then that mixer
Which
broke
that's a
like 2
personal
weeks
pat
later.
on the back.
Yeah.
Well,
That mixer broke like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, well, that's because I dropped a beer bottle on it, and I aggressively.
My personal mixer.
Oh, gosh.
I helped buy the new one
Yeah. That
We
is
said
true.
when we break up, we're cutting it into thirds.
because
See,
we
the
all
funny
have our
thing
own
is,
mixer.
like, all the podcasting I've done, I would never know how to operate that.
It's actually I'm very new to it. It's not as intimidating as it looks.
I don't even know what kind of mixer you saw what we have. It's like a 12.
It's actually the same. I believe it's the same. You might have a bigger one.
What ours is like this. But I would never, if my brother said, I'm going to slit your throat if you can't get us on the air and unplug everything.
Well, I mean,
Right here.
I won't. A, because I'm
Cut
the wrong
across the
person to
dotted
teach.
line.
But B, like when it comes out, you ever adjust the EQ settings in your car?
No, I have a Volkswagen. It goes by how fast you're going.
I also have a vote. It has those settings. Thank you very much, sir. We
It
have
does.
the same
The
generation
bass,
car,
the fade.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
precisely. I mean, that's for a very, very watered down version. That's what you're looking at
Talking
right
to
here.
someone who eats, breathes, sleeps, and masturbates in Volkswagen.
Damn Skippy.
And restores bicycles.
V-Dub.
Well, rescues them.
I rescue the bicycles.
On the same street corner where Bruce Springsteen fingered his
I
first
want
16
my
year
own.
old.
I
Right
want.
here, Wendy.
You know where Brian Adams wrote "Summer" of '69?
Yeah.
I saved my bike there.
Yeah.
I want my own Sarah McLachlan commercial in the middle of South Park, just like they did with the puppy one.
That's funny.
Yes.
Spencer carrying the bicycle like it's a victim of a fire.
Arms of an angel.
Thousands of bikes are abused every day by people who realize that it's
they're
fucking dumb
so
and just get a
horrible.
moped instead.
It got me. I bought a cat. I adopted a cat. I never thought I'd be a cat owner ever. I saw one infomercial in the middle of the night. It's like, this is Nathaniel. He was born in a rusty dump truck with one eye, and he's dying of a broken heart. I'm like,
He's
oh
dying
my
of a
god.
broken heart.
Where's my cat?
Let's say-
We're all looking at
Where's
what are you all
DHS
looking
at?
for?
I have a 3-legged cat, and I was trying to see if she was hanging out while you're telling the
You
story.
You adopted it?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A 3-legged cat?
Yeah, I have a
There's
3-legged
also
cat.
there's a
so-
place in Asbury called Catsbury Park, and it's a cafe with
I wanna go in there and slap
adoptable
all of them.
with respect.
The cats or the people?
people.
Okay.
There's all cats roaming around this cafe, and they're all adoptable.
So the food, the cats are just all over the food?
I came for coffee, and now I have a cat.
it's okay.
There's a bunch of people drinking coffee going,
It's apparently a pretty cool place. I'm a reformed cat hater.
We're
I
going to
can
go
now
there, and it's
tolerate
just going to be
cats.
all girls with cat ears on.
watch they call for a sponsor. Like, hey, this segment of the Shibby Podcast is brought to you by Catsbury.
I would be down, dude. I would totally be. Hell,
Sponsor
I
us.
will do
You
the
know-
podcast in Catsbury Park.
Let's do a podcast in Catsbury Park.
Why? So you see my miserable face as I have little cats rubbing up against
Oh,
me the
there
whole
it is.
time.
That's a great idea.
The cats are going to walk up and, like, kindly rub up against Spencer. She's going to be like, fucking cats, they're all dumb.
How did it how did it lose its leg?
They're
Nom.
not 100% sure. They think it was...
It was trapped under a bicycle on train tracks in Asbury Park.
There's Nom.
She was riding her bike down. She was riding
Cat on a bike.
down the train tracks and got hit by the train.
I walk
No,
this
it,
lonely road.
The nerve got severed when it was brought to the vet. So they had to just amputate the entire leg.
Well, good on you for adopting a 3-legged cat,
yeah.
man. Not a lot of people would do that. Good for you.
No, my friend kept posting pictures on it. I'm like, that's a cute fucking cat. She's
You're
like,
like,
adopted.
right.
And I'm like, I have 4 and a dog. I was at my parents' house at the time, so I was like,
Oh.
I really can't get another cat. And then finally, my fiance and I moved here. And when the day I moved, my friend texted me and she was like, so it's free. Get a bed, food, everything you want for it. And I
Oh,
was
they're
like,
giving it like a
All right.
2017 model. We'll give you floor mats and tire changes.
Throw it.
I was like, you know what?
Get
I was like,
this
I kept
three-legged
saying this
thing
cute. I
outta
was like,
here.
sure, why not? It's been the best fucking cat ever.
Wow.
I love her.
Spencer begs to
the
differ,
best
though.
fucking cat ever.
I love this cat. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
You had one bad experience because it was
It
traumatized.
still
when
keeps
we were-
hissing.
Yo, if a 3-legged cat's able to swat at you, you're a slow motherfucker.
Oh, it ain't swatting. No, the best part is I'll sleep on the couch from time to time. It'll come up and sleep on me, and then I'll wake up. It'll wake up, look at me, hiss, and run away.
Why do they do that thing like they're making fucking dough? I hate
Okay,
that.
so
That's a
the
comfort
reason
thing.
why cats do like the thing where they're pushing like that, that's
Yes.
so when they're ready to like milk from the mother cat, like get the milk ready or whatever, that's what they would do. So they would,
Cat
cat's
thinks
trying
he's going to
s-
milk my blanket?
Your
yes.
cat's trying to suck my tit.
That's what they would do when they were kittens. They would tell the mom, be like, I'm ready. Give me the milk. Come on, I'm ready. That's essentially what they're doing.
Oh, so so it's a sign of affection.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a good
all
thing.
right,
It's
that's
a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
So I don't know why I just remember. I have a funny story for y'all.
I'm ready.
Real knee slapper.
We have
it's-
water in that fridge? I'm parched.
I have water upstairs.
I think we have
Okay.
beer.
We
I
don't
have
take
beer.
breaks, though, right? This is a solid...
No,
It's a
straight-
solid hour.
This
Okay.
is solid.
Indeed, Sarah. I hope you peed already.
Stop.
I did.
Just pee your
This
pants.
is very dry.
Just pee your pants. So actually, funny story. Water's involved in this one too. So, starting a new job.
Okay.
I left my current one, starting a new one.
Okay, good for you, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
going to be a AV technician for a company.
I thought that meant like airplanes.
No, audio and video.
AV.
AV.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Solid.
Oh yeah, there's
Like
the
a
cat.
Yeah.
My cat. Hey, what's up, Evie?
It's like, yeah, I milked your shit.
DHS.
What are you
I nicknamed it
talking
Dickhead
about?
Stumpy.
Bear me
It
up.
doesn't even have a stump.
Yeah. It's got 3. It's good enough. DHS. It works.
So you got a new... No, you
So
drink
yeah,
that.
guys. So I
brought
got
that for you,
a new job, and they were like, "All right, we need you to do all these things." One of the things someone needed me to do was to get a drug test.
Okay.
So I'm like, "All right, cool, no problem. Like I'm not worried about this." So I go to the drug test place. Their hours are only like 7 to 3 on weekdays,
Really?
and I'm like, "Wow, way to have the most inconvenient hours for people who are working a regular job."
Literally the worst thing.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. I was like, I'll go early in the morning. I'll go at 7 because I start my current job at
That's fine.
8:30. So I was like, I'll roll with it. We have ginger ale over there, by the way.
That
if you
would be
really
better.
want some.
Yeah.
All right,
Blue Moon.
can you get the ginger ale.
Ginger ale would be good. So
And the dry wood over there. So I go to the drug test place, and I was online waiting. I could put my thing in, and I got called in after like 2 or 3 minutes because I'm like one of the first people there. And she was like, okay, just so you know, I was like, how long is this going to take? She goes, oh, it's going to take like 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. Cool, no problem. She's like, all right, just take this, go into the bathroom, do your business. I go into the bathroom.
Thank you very much.
I can't pee.
Oh no.
To save my life. I have
Someone's got
pee
stage fright.
every fucking morning. I pee and I poo every morning. I could not pee
All
to save
by
my
yourself?
life. All by
Oh,
myself.
proud of you.
I couldn't pee. I listen. I'm like,
I'm a big kid
Uh,
now.
Now, what do you think that was?
I was gonna say I'm gonna buy
I don't know.
you
I could not pee.
stage
to save my life.
fright.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like freaking out a little bit. And then this like a few minutes pass and Lady's like knocking on the door. She's like, you gotta hurry up. People are here and like you need like if you peed already, the temperature's gonna go and we have to redo it.
They rushed you?
Yeah.
What do you say?
And
Here,
I
come
was
hold
just
the
like-
cup in your mouth. I'll go.
And I'm just, I come out and I'm like, I can't do it right now. She goes,
Aw.
all right, well, you have to wait 45 minutes before we can try again. And I was like, okay. She goes, go in there, have a glass of water or something. So I'm sitting out in the waiting area. I have to wait 45 minutes now to do the test again. And I think I drank 8 cups of the water from the thing.
Now, how is that going to give you an accurate representation as to what is in your body?
I don't know, but I drank 8 cups of water out of pure fear that I couldn't pee.
Okay.
So I'm just downing all these cups of water. People are coming in and out, like people are leaving, and I'm just sitting there. And I think 30 minutes pass by. I still don't feel like I have to pee. And lady comes out, and she's like, "You good to go?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Okay." She goes back in. I'm like, "Fucking, what's wrong with you?"
Just
Pee!
fucking just like whacking
Rub
it.
one out real quick. You'll be fine.
And so I'm just sitting there, like, and then
His
finally,
this
pee
is-
is moving around.
Sir, this isn't urine.
Somebody got rice pudding in the cup again.
Oh god.
my pee is
Man
white. Don't
milk.
worry about it. So I finally it's like after 45 minutes.
Are you
passed,
dehydrated where your body's actually using the water and there's not enough
I
for you
don't
to
think
expel?
so. Like I,
Does he drink a lot of water? No. Okay, well, there.
fuck you. I do.
Ginger ale and milk.
Almond milk.
Those
Like
are-
nice
I do drink
green
water.
mucusy shits.
Those are the two main food groups.
So then after the 45 minutes, she's like, all right, we'll try again. Because also, if you leave after you do the paperwork for a urine test,
Yeah.
if you leave after that, that paperwork is Vull, Noid, just
Volanoid.
Oh
Nolan
my
Void.
God!
Void.
This section of the Shibby podcast brought to you by Hooked on Phonics.
Apparently he
wasn't
wasn't
me
too.
this
Somebody call
time.
Alex Trebek.
Hey, if you want to pay for this, you just need a Noided out check.
You should have been there last week when Bob flat out blue screened. He was. We always joke that Brian and I kind of talk over Bob. No offense,
Noid.
but like for one time,
Avoid the Noid.
are you all right over there?
No.
For once, Bob actually was on a roll talking about something, and all of a sudden he just stopped, and he just looked terrified in his face.
I just look at him like, and Bob just couldn't say a word.
And like a computer, he just had a hard reset. He just needed to reboot. Windows
Oh my
95.
God.
Windows 95 shut down and had to restart.
I don't like to plug my own podcast, but the podcast we did
Plug away, sir. Plug
when
away.
Stephen Hawking died. I said, did they unplug him and just plug him back in again? My brother goes, I see this light in my brother's eye because he's the guy behind the scenes. He's the computer guy.
Right.
So he goes, did they do this? Clear, and he played boom, boom, doom, 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 doom. The Windows restarting thing.
Da-da-da-da.
Dun, 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 dun.
So
Well-
you as soon as you leave, that paperwork is Volanoid.
Volanoid,
and,
Volanoid. I'm owning it now. Volanoid.
Yeah.
So it's no good, and you can't go back to that place. You have to go to a new place.
You can't even pee in the building?
No,
Wow.
you have to go to a new place to
That's
get your
strange.
urine. That's what she told me.
I'm not
I was
doubting
like,
it. I'm just
okay.
that's strange.
So then I go in that time, and I'm like, come on, you can do it, 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 you can do it. And then I just start peeing. I'm like, yes!
You're the best of all. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down.
I'm so fucking. I've never been happier to pee.
I'm an
in my
obnoxious
life.
asshole with piss tests because my doctor always makes me do it when I go to get like a refill on certain prescriptions and stuff. Not that they're not bad prescriptions, nothing to be ashamed of, but she always has me do.
We all just take a few Xannies every now and again. It's normal. It's
yeah.
okay.
So anyway, she goes,
huge.
"I need you to do a urine test." It's like every quarter. So I'm like, "What the fuck?" I fill that jar up right to the tippy top, leave it right on the counter, and whoever is carrying it is like, Oh shit!
Do they have a cap?
Yeah, no, there's no cap. It's a cup, and they just write your name on the side.
That's hilarious. One of my old jobs would drug test, but I found out from the person that does the drug test, the only thing they would test for is marijuana. I can do all the meth I want.
Really?
Yes.
See,
the
now,
devil's
meth.
lettuce. That's
Here you
where
go.
they
I'm
cut
testing
I
you for
took
the
a
thing
drug
that's
test.
not harmful at all.
I took a drug test for a Toyota dealership back in the day when I was still in mechanic school.
Right.
And they called me to tell me that my drug test failed. And this is back in the day when I didn't even like drink. Like,
Poppy seed bagel.
No, they said that your drug test failed. They said you're welcome to come in and go over it with us, but we can't offer you a job at this point. I'm like, my mom's like, well, yeah, go figure out what it was. So I'm
Wow.
like, okay. I had taken an Adderall and it showed up as meth,
Oh,
Yeah, they're both
amphetamine salts.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's
Yeah.
So the guy's like, we can't risk it. I'm like, I have a prescription from my doctor. He's like, yeah, but people have prescriptions from their doctor, and then they take the Adderall, but they can also still do meth. I'm like,
Well, this
do I
is
look
why-
like a meth head? Like I'm here in a fucking 3-piece suit to work on cars. Like,
Oh, so you tried too hard. That's what. That's
yeah,
what I gotcha.
something's a little fishy about this meth head.
Right? Like
How
this
dare he come up and look nice?
Stop, he
Three-piece
has
suit?
all his teeth.
3-piece. I'm about to say we need to do
Check
the,
his fingernails.
Well, this is why we need to do the progressive thing as a country and legalize medicinal meth. If you think about it,
Well,
you don't.
yeah.
You don't need dental care if you don't got no teeth. If grandma is 80 years old and senile, why not let her gack
Why-
out
but
some
why not?
tweaks?
So we
Well,
should
why
all
not in
just
all
die
reality?
so we don't need doctors?
There you exactly. Who needs health care when
pretty
you
much-
don't have health?
Pretty much what you're going
Solves
at.
everything. Spencer Pell's for president 2020.
See, you know,
Make meth great again.
You used to shit on me all the time because I was like legalized meth, but at the same time, I feel like you've been pushing that legal meth now.
One's satire, the other one's libertarian jarble. That's the difference.
Jarble is such a great word.
Right?
Yeah, it's like Vull and Noid.
Vull and Noid jarble.
Vull and avoid the
I
Noid.
feel like jarble was one of those words from like a Clockwork Orange that you kind of like dude, that book. I would read it. I read a whole chapter not knowing anything that I read.
We quote them all the time. Me and my friends at work will be like,
Yarbles.
food, all right. Try the wine.
I just remember yarbles meant testicles. That's the only thing I remember from Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, yeah.
Jarbles, yarbles, and marbles. They all mean testicles and other ball products.
Sounds like a fucking Dr. Seuss book.
It really was. It used a dead version of Russian slang, so it pretty much was a Dr. Seuss book.
I have to say the Grinch was good. The new Grinch, the cartoon Grinch. was
Really?
good. I liked it.
I hated everything about it when I was looking at previews.
I loved it. I
hate the fact that the Grinch looks clean. I hate that his teeth are straight.
Yeah.
I hate how he's not as much of a dick to his dog as
Sounds like he could
be.
use some meth.
He should. Honestly, yes. That Grinch should use some meth. Let his hair get a little out of place. Have his teeth be. He's fucking. The whole song is about he's an ugly piece of shit, and he comes in looking like.
Yeah, but
Prince
you'd
Charming.
be a dick to everyone if someone
You're
wrote a song about you being a
semi-decent,
dick.
Mr.
Yeah,
Grinch.
that's the point. The point that he's a dick. I don't want him to come out and look like Prince Charming from Shrek. I want him to come out and look like a foot.
All right,
Could you imagine you guys can save sound clips because that would be one.
we could start.
Brian
doing
would have his own soundboard. No, Vull and Noid, guys. Vull and Noid.
Brian's Volanoid hour.
Who's brave enough to try this jam here? Who wants to dip in?
I wanted to segue to that because you did bring all these lovely homemade jams with us, and I'm
fuck
very,
with it.
very
I'm
curious.
excited.
Well, I'll tell you what we have. This is a blueberry scotch bonnet.
Ooh, let me.
Now, to me, bonnet means hood in the Queen's English. So, what is a bonnet in terms of jam?
A scotch bonnet pepper is a lot of flavor, mild heat, kind of a lasting. And then the other jam that you have.
So, is it
there one right
sweet
there,
and
too?
hot?
It's very sweet. And
It's a little
very
hot.
This is a fig and ghost pepper.
It's a little hot. It's more sweet for
I
me.
didn't bring anything too crazy. 'Cause
Okay.
I didn't wanna-
I like hot things.
Now this is fig and blueberry, or fig and blueberry.
I like the blueberry and Scotch bonnet one. That's the
We're
one I
gonna
just
have it
had.
after.
It's
very
nice. It
different
has a good bite to it, but it's not overpowering. You still get the blueberry in it.
Try that.
I'm
Delicious.
finding that sweet and spicy are two flavors that work so well with each other. Like I had chocolate that was called
Two
like
great tastes that taste
firecracker
great
chocolate or
together.
firework chocolate. It had jalapeno in the chocolate. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know how you add a pinch of salt to hot cocoa to give it like
Well, a chocolate covered pretzel is the ultimate.
precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
That one's a little more hot.
So it's the same
Salty and
concept.
savory.
But what I do is I take some peppers, I grind them up, and I ferment them in beer for a month, and then I make jam out of that.
If you guys come up with your back towards the camera, you're fine. I don't give a shit.
What's up?
They want to try stuff.
Our live studio audience would like to try some,
The interns.
but they're both work in education, therefore cannot be live or anything like that.
Oh, they're both teachers. Okay.
Yes.
So is
Actually,
my-
I want
so
a
is my
ginger ale, so
girlfriend.
I'll bring over something.
See a comment. Our audience is online, and we can't share food over the internet.
So, Brian, you got the job?
Oh, I already got. Oh my god, hiccups! I already got the job.
Oh, good, good. So the piss test was
It was a successful.
well, good.
Well, that's good. That's really good. Wow, those jams are really good.
yeah, thank you.
very different.
So how can someone go about getting the jams?
Well, you can go on Instagram. Find me at Spicy Jams NJ on Instagram. Follow me, message me, and when I post a new one, I will, or when I make a new one, I will post the information about
What
it.
goes into the process of making jam? I mean, I don't want the magician
Well,
to give away all their tricks.
No.
But
I'll tell you right now, the jam, the jelly, the sweetness you're tasting it, you can buy that at the store. But what I make is the pectin. You know how you make pectin to make jam? You use pectin.
I have never heard of the word pectin before, so no.
Pectin is the congealing part of jam. So you use would you spill it? you use pectin, sugar, beer, various other spices,
Right.
and I take a really high-end craft beer, like none of this stuff, like Troon beer or something that's really hard to find.
Sure.
I grind up a whole bushel of peppers, put it in a quart mason jar, and let it ferment for a month. And I know exactly what to look for to know that it's fermented too much or not enough.
Now,
Uh-huh.
is there a specific beer that you like to go, like an IPA versus
Yeah, IPAs
stout
are way
versus,
better.
Really?
A stout has a tendency to turn, like spoil, because there's more of a milk element to it as opposed to an IPA. Like some IPAs
Interesting.
have lactose in them, but it's not enough to really turn the batch. But peppers, they have it's called capsaicin. It's like the oil in the
Yeah,
pepper.
yeah. That's the hot
what
stuff,
sticks
isn't it?
To your lips. That's the stuff that sticks to your tongue. And I find that when you ferment it in the beer, it actually dissipates the capsaicin, and you actually get
Right.
more pepper flavor. So you're actually getting the flavor of a ghost pepper without all of the heat. You know what I mean? So it's been a 7-year process, and I'm finally releasing it to the public. So I'm
Right
actually
on.
confident with how it tastes.
It's delicious.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
still
That's
catch
for
yourself
you
on it.
guys.
Good.
You guys can munch on that. You guys, that's for you.
I think I will.
You can
Our
have it in
audience
the morning
can.
on English muffins and whatnot, and enjoy it.
Oh,
That's really
our
good.
audience can listen to some wonderful cracker crunching ASMR because I'm going to have some more.
It's good content.
10 best content. VH1's top content. Yes.
That's something that I know a lot of people like, but I can't get into ASMR.
I love it.
Really?
I've listened to ASMR every night since 2011.
I remember
What
you telling us that.
kind? Because there's a lot of different kinds.
There is a very fine line between the stimulatory and the sexual end of ASMR, and I am nowhere in the sexual end of it. I actually use it to. It's we touched on it last time briefly, correct?
Yeah, we
so,
talked.
yeah.
We
I
talked
think
about
so.
it before.
It stands for
Remind me.
autonomous sensory meridian response. Like it is a. It triggers a part of your brain that, like, if you hear the right thing, it actually like makes your body like gets like a tingle or like a relaxed feeling.
Is that almost like, peeling off like the screen protector on a phone that you just bought or something like that?
Did you ever play Legos with your friends when you were a kid? And
Yeah.
you
I didn't have friends.
all of a sudden you were doing Legos and you were watching your friend play and you just like got really almost like entranced, or like a teacher was talking and you kind of got
Yeah.
entranced. It's triggering that part of your brain, but they're making videos that specifically, it's like scientifically targeting that point in your brain. You know what I mean? So it
Is this doing it for you?
and done correct.
Is this good ASMR?
No, it's not.
Not, no.
No.
I am so flaccid because of that.
Well,
I actually grew a tail.
I'm just here to help you pee.
He grew a tail, you said? Like you're-
Would it go so far in that it's actually coming out the back end?
oh, God.
You're weird. You're a weird
So
guy.
that's what the tailbone is for.
For reverse boners, you're so turned off.
I would listen to ASMR for fun, but it was the lip smacking the
Oh, I hate
like
that.
that.
No.
That's the stuff.
There's
that
a guy. His name is Dr. T. Right? I think you'd be up your guy's alley. Like he
Pity
does.
fool.
He does like
Bob.
You said Dr. T, and Bob just goes, "I pity the fool."
he does like he'll do like a microchip installation on an Android, and like you're the Android, and he's like actually like doing the microsurgery on it.
Right.
It's very weird. It's
That's
very.
hot.
It's
Well, I
so
actually-
crazy. It's.
I
good,
tried filming an ASMR video because I bought a Switch and I wanted to film an unboxing of it.
Yep.
And so like, sorry, your one jam's catching up to me. I was trying
Get you the
to.
hiccups.
No, just flaming hot tongue. My tongue is already very big in my mouth. So
You hear that, ladies?
Vull and
Single.
Noid.
Indeed. You want a boy with a fat, numb tongue? How you doing? No.
That was my nickname in high school. Fat numb tongue.
Sounds like a shitty punk band.
Now here on the
Dude, I'm
stage, Fat numb tongue.
That could work.
A number one song, Vull and Noid.
Noid. It was actually a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I had to reset my computer and my footage was lost. But it was really fun to film because I would like take the knife and like scrape it across the top of the cellophane packaging and then slip it underneath and go back the other way.
Yeah, that would be
and
good.
you have the camera super focused on it, so that way you get
The way I describe it is I would never take any free time in my life to watch an ASMR video, but the second I lay down in bed, I put one on and I'm out like a baby.
You want to know who is great also? So on Twitch, there's a whole Bob Ross streams, as in like there's
That
a dude,
was the OG.
Yeah, that was exactly. It was just him talking. You hear the paint brush against the canvas. You know, the mixing, especially like when he cleans the brush off and whacks it against the canvas.
Yeah.
Beat the devil out of it.
Yep, beat the devil. Exactly.
And it was his little inside joke with the cameraman. Dude,
He
I love
laughed,
painting.
He smiled, whatever he like did. He's like, beat the
I
devil
learned
out of it.
everything I know about painting from Bob Ross.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I've been working on trees.
Like,
I've been painting.
happy little trees.
Yeah, no, I've been working on his. It's called 2-inch fan brush technique, like how he
Right.
made Christmas trees. Dude, Bob Ross is like a lot of people make like jokes about him and stuff, but honestly, if you can find a Bob Ross painting that's under $250,000, you'd be.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's a cultural icon.
Absolutely.
but it was also whenever he did his stuff, you'd watch him, and he'd do something, and you're like, how the hell are you gonna make anything out of this? And then you close your eyes for a second, come back. He's built
There it is.
He's built an entire
There
like
it is.
mountain canyon,
That's
Indeed.
my latest
and just
one.
like you.
You painted that?
Yeah, that's my latest painting. Yeah.
Damn.
Holy crap.
That is definitely. I can definitely see the Bob Ross. How'd you get? So I can see like a lot of your brush strokes on the trees. You have a lot of paint like accumulated on the tree
Yeah.
itself. How'd you get that technique down?
That's different brush work, just experimenting with different mediums and just trying different things.
Dude, you should do like a wine and paint, or like a craft beer, jam and paint.
Well, the funny thing is, I like to paint absolutely like by myself. I
Oh.
put on like it's so weird. I'm really opening up a can of worms here. I'll put on
That's
a
okay.
No, you
I'll
do
put
you.
on a basketball game. Like I'll listen to the Houston Rockets basketball game and I'll sit there and paint like a duck. Like it's just my
There ain't
thing.
much wrong with- Whatever your creative outlet is, man, let it flow.
But I mean, there's so much going on all the time, like work and then podcasting and then doing
yes.
this and then doing that, playing playing guitars. I need something. It's almost like with you guys, like we talked about, like with video games. That's almost your escape from the world where you can
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
mine.
you're contributing something to your own mental health. You know what I mean? Like it's your
for
escape
sure.
from everything else, where you're getting mental clarity,
As you-
but you're also stimulating yourself.
As you could see from my
Yeah,
my
but
entire
it's
basement.
it's
That's-
two
that's my
things.
thing.
It's helping you escape reality, but it's also mentally stimulating. And I think everybody really needs to do that. Like take a day to do that.
No, for sure.
I piggyback it with my laundry. So when my laundry's going, I go up and paint. And
Oh, really?
It works.
That probably be good, 'cause
Multitasking.
I fucking hate laundry. So, like, any reason to get me to do laundry would be good. If I could look forward to laundry and be like, "Ooh, painting time," then maybe I'd actually do laundry.
it's fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying it a lot.
You are quite the jack of all trades, sir.
I try.
You definitely.
You're a Renaissance
I got
man.
pickles too for us to try.
It's all you guys.
You're not
I
a
will
pickle
happily
man?
try.
I hate-
Pickle guy?
I hate
Oh man, I
pickles.
love pickles.
Oh, the-
I
like-
love me some pickles, but we're talking about all these ways of soothing each other while my mouth is still heavily on fire, and so I'm trying to keep my composure.
I'll let the my lovely fiance try to do the
These
pickles
are
for me.
6-monthers. They're sweet. Let's see what.
Ooh.
Come try one.
Pickles.
Oh, wait,
I'm
you
hungry.
can't because you have to Casper yourself. Here, you try one, Bob.
Sure.
Let's check out these pickled action. Yeah, I'll walk over to you.
Good.
Very good.
I'm enjoying hearing the crunch.
Yeah, we're getting ASMR.
That's some ASMR shit right there.
They're crunchy.
crunchy
They have a
and
bit of
delicious.
like a sour kind of sweet tinge at the end. Our live studio attendee decided that she didn't want
Fumblerooski.
that. She fumblerooskied the pickle.
Just take it.
I hate it when the
It's
pickle
like
gets
Jesus
fumble
giving
risky.
food to like the poor people.
Master, feed me. My hands are so
Please,
like
sir,
another
can I
pickle.
have some more?
I don't know how else to explain this, but it tastes like a pickle combined with potpourri. Like I get this like fragrant,
I smell
soapy.
it. I smell
I get
it.
this fragrant, soapy flavor scent in my mouth at the same time.
soapy.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that's the best way I can explain the flavor in my own head. Like that's different. I don't usually like sweet pickles, like
I have a
butter pickles. or
gallon
whatever
of
they're
them at the house.
called. Damn.
Yeah.
And so that's just ingredients, cucumber, and then let it sit.
Did you just say ingredients?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm not going to list everything that goes.
How's
into
that
it.
beer? It's good. It's ingredients.
Well, yes. Again, I'm going down the bare basic. I hate cooking. When
Right.
I cook for fuel, not flavor.
Right.
I make I'll make some chicken. I will just shovel baby spinach right from the container into my mouth with my hand.
Yep.
Like I
What do you pack yourself for lunch every day?
I've been very terrible at doing all of that. So whatever, usually Dunkin' Donuts or the local deli, they'll take care of my lunch.
Spencer.
I know, and it's so much more expensive and blah 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 blah. Yeah, all the infomercials. Yeah, I got it.
No, man. You got to just bring ramen.
A sodium bomb? No, thank you.
Damn it, I have to bring ramen. No, I have I'm a ramen connoisseur. Like I'm really big.
You're an
into-
everything connoisseur.
Nah, not really. No, ramen. I'm
Yeah.
into. I found this Indonesian brand of ramen called Mama Ramen. It's called.
Oh yeah.
It's like spicy lemon shrimp, like chili chicken. It's
Right.
I got to bring some for you. It'll change your mind on ramen.
If you no, I mean I enjoy ramen. It's just so salty, and I'm just a person. I dehydrate very, very easily. Like I always drink water,
Well,
and I
here's-
always feel dehydrated.
Here's my theory. It says, 2,800 grams of sodium on the back,
Mm-hmm.
and it says 56% of your daily value. Well, don't eat any more salt for the rest of the day, and you're
Yeah, but-
50% under.
You'd be amazed at what other things have just so much salt shoved in it. Like it's just one of those easier said than done.
said my name?
But no, I mean, if you come visit in Asbury, I'll show you. There's a good noodle place that's technically not Asbury, but it's on Route 30.
Is it Neptune?
35, 34.
35, I believe. It's not though, because that one's 66. That one's 35. No, it's I forgot the name of it, but it's a decent it's real ramen, like the actual.
towns are near that, so
I guess okay, sort of maybe. Kinda, I don't know. Maybe it is
okay, yeah.
Asbury. It's close.
well, good.
But yeah, that's a good place. I enjoy like fresh ramen, like actual ramen.
Pho, as they call it, or pho.
Yeah, and it starts with like 3 different consonants. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
How you liking Asbury, man? You enjoying it?
I love it, dude.
yeah,
Again, like I
fitting in.
came from. I'm not worried about fitting in. I'm past that.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to go. I'm not.
That means that he actually fits in.
I was a little bit self-conscious at first,
He's a
just because
hipster.
it's a new place. I'm not afraid of who I am.
They
That's
gotta
it.
like me,
I am,
man.
I am wearing the same Bowser sweater that I wore back in like 1997. Oh, it's probably my dad's, but like because dude, sweaters came back, and I found this, and I would wear it anyway. But it makes
That
it
looks
that much
like
better.
it came with the latest issue of Nintendo Power, and I'm
It
jealous.
It did.
I'm actually
I bought
jealous.
this. Back in the day when you had to cut out the slip.
Wait,
and
that
mail
was
a
from
check.
the 90s? That's
Yeah,
an
this is
original,
from-
like,
yeah.
OG?
Yes, sir.
No, that's Bowser's design for Mario 64.
Correct. That's no, but this was like.
Do you know what that's
I-
probably worth?
way less than sentimental.
No,
value.
that shit is worth big money now. The less
Oh, I'm
amount-
sure. I have no interest in getting rid of it though. I love this thing.
No, I wouldn't.
I couldn't believe.
Damn it. I forgot bourbon for you guys. That bourbon.
That's fine. I hate
Oh,
bourbon. That's fine. I mean, unless you just want to watch me die and gag, I'm not. A huge
Well, I mean,
bourbon
it's
guy.
50-year-old bourbon. It's very smooth. It's different.
Dude, you can give me this bourbon could be in a senior home for all I care. I just can't take bourbon.
Yeah, this is. I wrote it with a check. The first one was messed up. It was Vull and Noid, so I had to write another one, Spencer.
I'm loving how that's sticking.
I love
See,
that.
I'm
I
gonna
love that.
I'm gonna
I
call
already
it.
have
I'm
the
gonna
name
be
of
like
the episode
legitimately
set.
just be like, yeah, no, Vull and Noid. And people
see
are
how
looking at
many
me like,
correct
are
you.
you okay? And I'm like, no, that's it. It's Vull and Noid.
You do always
funny.
bring up a lot of cool. Like him and I still make fun of that moment that you fell asleep like to vintage movies and you woke up to that scene where that guy just squishes grapefruit in his wife's face and there you go dreaming again.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh, no, that's
still
like our-
reference that.
That's like our bread
to
and
this
butter
day.
to talk about.
Oh, you like that?
Oh,
Nice.
we love this.
Well, we hate that, but we love
hate
to
it.
joke
We
about
hate-
it. If that
yeah,
makes
we
sense.
make fun of it because it's just
Me and my brother have our own folder on our phone where I'll send him videos for the podcast so he can't look at them. Like
That's smart.
we email them to each other so that he pulls it up for the show, and it is a total cold read for him, and he
Right.
has his own material for me that is a total cold read for me as well, so that the responses you're hearing are nowhere falsified on
Exactly,
the show.
authentic.
And you guys saw the little behind the scenes. You know, we got to get
Sure.
Bob over there too. But we need 5 mics for that. So
Yeah, man. Well, we
Hey,
we
well,
just
I
bought
do have
with a
a
stand
brand new microphone
Yep.
and my own stand.
Yep.
and a convenient carrying case to bring it all over.
Yes.
Yep.
Look
Or
at
I mean,
that.
if
What
anything
a
else
steal.
fails, we have the iRig. We have the same thing for you guys to do the phone thing. I like that. That's a good machine.
Yeah,
we just got it. Brian actually got it for Christmas, and we have yet to use the iRig aside from testing.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I
I
love
know-
that.
but it
Getting,
works.
getting podcast stuff for Christmas. Our mom did that. Did this for
Now,
your little show?
I know all about. I know all about how the iRig works, but just for Brian's sake, what's going on right there?
So it essentially it's essentially being used for people who play guitar
Right.
to record into their phone.
I'm gonna pause here for a second.
Hey, wait
Some
a
of us-
minute.
Some of us here were putting this together while you were all snoozing on the damn couch.
Dude, sleeping was hard. Okay, I had the day off.
I just called you out live.
Bob and I were sitting over here setting that up, and then I went over to fix up the
Oh,
camera.
man.
Where's Spencer and all this? On his phone on the couch, and then passed out.
This guy has been getting up back and forth fixing the camera. You're like, for Brian's sake, I'm going to ask, what is this?
At one
Go
point,
for
at
fucking
one
high.
point, it was, "Hey Spence, can you grab me that extension cord? It's behind the couch." Nothing. Hey Spence. Spencer. You know, throw something at him. Finally wakes up. Gets the extension
bingo.
cord.
Yeah, I got it.
That's
I
funny.
helped.
Unplugged both, actually.
I didn't know which one was
Yeah,
what. They were
both.
both at the plug, and they were
guys,
both
I
the same
have two.
thing.
Is there like a podcasting festival somewhere in the world we could fly to? And just
There
hang out?
is.
Where is
There's,
it? Let's go to it. Let's
It's,
do it.
I was thinking about
right
that.
now, like a
Goodbye,
podcast
everyone.
fest or
Where is it?
something
Let's-
like that.
let's go to
Toodles.
it.
It's in Oregon, I think, isn't it?
Oregon?
It changes every year.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Let's go to it. I think we should
I'd be
team
down.
up, like get a whole group of podcasters together. to go.
Absolutely.
Could we all be under one flag?
Yeah, we should
walking
make
with
a coalition,
Just two people
podcast
stand on one
coalition.
side. we all-
a syndicate, if you will, right? Wouldn't that be considered
The Caster
a syndicate?
Syndicate. The Caster
Like
Syndicate.
a group,
Can we-
and like a
can we be the
marketing company.
Vollanoids?
Yeah, the Vollanoids.
The Vollanoids.
Like a marketing company
It's like
where you
Hall and
have
Oates.
like six or seven different podcasts in different realms, so
A
that your
network,
sponsors,
maybe. Yeah, yeah.
your sponsors can go to two podcasts. This sponsor
It's
can
gonna
go
be
to
like a
these
game of
two.
fucking
You're trying to
Risk.
steal all the sponsors, aren't you? Wait a minute. I see
No,
this.
I'm trying to
I
disperse
see this
them.
Ponzi scheme. Hold on a second.
yeah.
And if I get 2 more sponsors, that'll pay for the next sponsors.
No,
No, I know.
All
what you-
right, I see your MeUndies, and I'll trade you that for a 23andMe and Luke Creek.
oh fuck those MeUndies. They only wanted to send us like two. Fuck them. They only wanted
Who?
to send us a little bit. MeUndies.
I want a real sponsor like BetterHelp.
What is that?
BetterHelp was an
they were a
online.
mental health. They were like, you go there to do like, it's like a minor mental health place.
Oh, okay.
Long
but,
story short, it was an online therapy company.
Okay.
It would be like online therapist, but if they got called out because if you read the fine print, it was up to you to make sure that the person that BetterHelp gave you was
Like a
legitimate.
licensed therapist or something.
I
Better-
gave an Uber ride to a therapist from Newark to
You do
Philadelphia.
Uber also?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Was the Uber
And-
driver better than your therapist?
No, I was the Uber driver,
When-
and I gave a therapist a
When
ride
do you
for over an
sleep?
hour, and he. I
Like
never really
diagnosed you
I never
on the
really
entire
fell into
car
the
ride?
therapy thing. Like I never really knew what it was, so I had no really thing to base any proclivities off of. So giving this guy a ride, like he didn't like psychoanalyze me or anything like that, but he just the way he talked to me was like wow, like how like he pinned everything. Like it was the most
You don't know me, man.
yeah. It's a white Volkswagen because I have a big dick.
Dude, same.
Hit the nail on the fucking
But
head
no,
there.
you know what I mean. It was really cool to like. He gave me a free session. I'm like, am I gonna have to give you my insurance card when I drop it off? Like,
When I get to the end, am I paying you the $18.95 or?
yeah, exactly. You just tip
My
me?
little brother studies in the healthcare field, and he flat out told me, like, if you ever think that you're an individual with something that no one else has ever had, you are sadly mistaken, because at least 1,000 people has had it yourself.
Okay.
Because I had certain things I just wouldn't talk about because I was ashamed of and whatnot, and then it
Isn't
turned,
that the most comforting thing in the world, though, to find out that like 1,000 other people have gone through the same?
Yes.
Not really.
Like, yes.
we're
I
all
love
suffering-
that.
I don't know about
yes,
that.
but
I
not.
love that.
Well, see, because it's a lot of people play the whole misery loves company. Like, I don't enjoy that people had to go through it, but I enjoy the fact that the
I
struggle.
like that I'm not alone.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not so
understand.
much that I'm like, yes, somebody else had to go through this, but it's just when someone's like, oh, don't worry, like someone's been through that before. It's comforting to know that you're not like some weird freak
Precisely.
who like
Yeah.
is like I'm the only one who has had this happen to them, or like I worry about this. It's like no, it's a common thing. Other people do this as well. I'm like that's the most comforting thing to me. But I know some people
know you're
like
not
to play
alone
the victim
suffering.
Olympics where
Yeah.
they're like, no, I want to be the only person who's
Yeah.
But on the flip
you know,
side, if you never
been
talk about
terrified
your
by
issues,
a Canada Dry can, but
Yeah.
exactly. But on the flip side, if you play the shut-in Olympics where you don't talk about it, that's also equally as detrimental to your mental health.
Well, I mean, also, I would like there's some people who just never say it because they probably don't have anything wrong. Or they want to look like they have
That's
something
fine.
wrong. But some people just either
not fine.
or like if you're asking someone like, hey, like what's wrong, and they don't tell you. They just may not just want to tell you.
This is
So-
true.
Our live studio attendee just sent us a link to a bunch of podcasting events in 2019, like festivals and things like that.
Is there any around like?
Dude, I'm game.
This one already happened, but there's the Brooklyn Podcast Festival, January 10th.
I don't want to.
13th.
I don't want to talk to any of them people.
The,
We did it before. It was cool.
the
Shut up.
Rain Podcast Business Summit.
Okay, I would be interested in that.
Doesn't give me
has
a
the
day,
word brain.
but it's Rain, R-A-I-N.
Rain. Well, I'm out.
That's in New
Spencer
York
should
City.
not go.
The New York City Podfest
Okay.
2019.
This
When is
episode
that?
of the podcast is brought to you
The-
by Hooked on Phonics. Alex Trebek, please save
On
us.
Air Fest, which is March 1st through 3rd, 2019, in Brooklyn.
Okay.
We're Brooklyn at.
Gimlet Fest in Brooklyn. The Philadelphia Podcasting Festival.
There you go. What?
I'm in.
When is that?
I'm in.
Let's see. Hold, please. June 22nd to July 1st.
Let's go to it.
That's a very long span.
It's
Well,
a week.
It's a week long festival.
More than 40 live podcast recordings
true.
will be happening at 6 venues throughout Philly.
We could bring our own equipment and make it 41.
That is true.
I wonder what other ones they. All I want to do is network with other shows. That's all I would love to do.
Go for it, man. Let's do it. I'm
yeah,
in.
we should.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Their
Sure.
website's not updated, but
Does your pee in a cup job allow you to have time off now, or because you haven't just started a job? I know it's
I
hard
would
to
be
get time
I would
off.
be better off for weekends
Somebody's
Yeah, yeah.
getting married, so he
because
needs to
I'm
save
using
his
up
time.
I'm using up a lot of my days off this year already ahead of time because I have 2 days I need to take off to go to Boston for a convention.
Okay.
Try and make a half day.
which
for the
you're
day
going to be
before.
marketing the podcast at this convention.
What
Just
convention
saying.
is it?
It's
PAX East.
It's a gaming convention in Boston.
Gigantic gaming.
PAX East?
PAX East, correct. Sir.
Penny Arcade Expo, and it's the east part of the convention.
Oh, okay, cool.
They've well branched out beyond video games in my eyes because I
Oh,
actually
they do.
I
It's
fell
well,
out of
I mean,
gaming
it was
and
it
all.
was a comic book convention to start. It was the people who made it made web comics.
you guys would
Right.
know the guy that I met last week, Ming Chen from Comic Book Men, the Asian guy.
Oh, yeah. I know who he is.
Yeah.
I never got into comic
I went
books.
to
so.
a podcast where it was hosted by this place that Kevin Smith owns, and like all his like memorabilia is hanging on the wall, like all of his collection of pop sockets.
Jay
or
and Silent
pop-
Bob's
Oh,
Secret
yes.
Stash.
Yeah, it was a spot. It was not the comic book store. It was his podcast studio.
Oh.
where they play their poker games.
Yeah.
the podcast.
He has
was
a
on
podcast
his-
studio?
Yeah, he has a private podcast studio. And the podcast was on Kevin Smith's poker table. It was really cool. It was fun.
No shit.
We have
Yeah.
a podcast on my poker table.
And
You guys play poker?
I played Texas
we
Hold'em.
could. There's a whole entire gambling kit
I
underneath
know.
this table.
If you have a deck of cards, we can do it live on your Twitch. I know a card game or card trick that no one has ever guessed in over 10 years, and no one can figure it out. And I should have gone on Penn and Teller to do
I
it.
have like 5 decks of cards here, so
I would love to.
Crack out them dicks.
I need a little bit of room. So what we're gonna do here while we're doing that, let's have Bob and Spencer carry the show for a minute.
Hey.
Bob, you can speak again. Do you got this?
No, he's doing it.
Ah, damn it, he reset. All right, it's a solo show.
No, so the other day I found a link to a new theme park that is going to be built in Florida at Universal Studios.
Is it Meth Land?
No, it's Nintendo Land.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's Universal Studios has confirmed that construction for the Super Nintendo theme park has begun.
Now, when you say Super Nintendo, are we talking SNES, or are we talking like a really cool Nintendo theme park?
I think it's
We're
just
talking
a really cool.
Nintendo Land, and it's got Luigi's Mansion, Yoshi's Island, Animal Crossing, Wario's Gold Mine,
I just
Mushroom
want to put
Kingdom,
it out there.
Kirby's
For my
Dream Land.
second grade project, we were told to create an amusement park, and I created a Nintendo Land.
No way.
And I went
Those
for
bastards stole your
I went for the
idea.
alliterations for all of them. So I had like Bowser's Bumper Cars, Mario's Mountain Climbing, like what did I put for Luigi's?
Bowser's Bumper Cars?
Yeah, it was Bowser's Bumper Cars, and it was Peach's Bouncy Castle.
Peach's
Oh,
Bouncy
yeah?
Castle.
Why did you choose Peach for that one, eh?
Because Peach's Castle, like, just throw Bouncy in the middle of it.
Right.
Right.
Bowser's Bushy Box.
Mario's Mushroom.
Just one deck.
Sure.
We're gonna do this live here. You
Take
saw
your
this right
pick.
here.
Do you want me to move the camera? So
Yeah, that's fun.
Let me try to see if we can fuck with that.
Try not to get our audience in the frame as well.
No, not just. I'm not. No, I'm talking about
We're
bringing
not
it
gonna
closer
get
to
fired.
the table.
My girlfriend's a teacher too. She's not there. She's not gonna get fired. All right. Let's see.
So they're shuffling, looking for Joker
Whoa.
cards.
We need to get the jokers out. All right.
I think they all should be out.
All right. So we're gonna shuffle these first because I'm gonna put the jam on my seat.
Kick out the jams.
All right. So what we have
Yeah.
to do first is shuffle them. You put them away so nicely.
Turn your mic over towards your mouth because these are directions.
Okay, here we go. So what we have to do, we're
Righto.
going to shuffle these cards out. All right, we're going to shuffle the cards out. We're going to take 32 cards. Ready? So,
Someone just make sure that the feed's still on. Yeah. Spence, keep an eye on that one.
okay, let's see.
I could
here.
do that.
Oh, shit. Never done it on mic before. Here we go. Now, am I able to go back and watch this later, or is it just live?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we haven't.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do 32 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. All right, so we have 32 cards, right?
Right.
All right, let's see. Pull that back a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to ask Spencer. We're all going to do
Yes,
this.
sir.
Everybody's going to have a part. I'm going to need you to pick a number between 5 and 20.
Done.
Don't here, pull the mic back just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. When I'm ready to talk, then. Okay. Whoop. Okay.
He's fanning the cards out right now in almost like a horseshoe.
Okay, so what's your number?
I'm supposed to say?
Yes.
17.
17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's your card. Pick it up.
It looked like you skipped one card there.
Did I? Want me to do it again?
No, you don't got. You don't have to. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it actually, if did it look like? I can't really tell. It's hard to read the back of these because they're.
Well, okay. No, I just didn't.
It doesn't matter. I don't know what card it is either way.
Okay, that's fine.
Actually, you know what? Just put it in here. Don't take all of these.
I'm taking the dick.
I have no idea what card it is anyway. It's hard.
Should I just shove it back in?
Yeah, put it wherever you want. Shuffle them up. I'm used to using traditional like bicycle cards. Like the backs are a little easier to tell, and I've never done it with a mic in my face, not being able to look.
My bad.
It's all good.
Do you want a different deck of cards? I have like.
No.
I get a little bit of sound interference, like a clicking.
Yeah, well, ignore it.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, anyway, the trick will work out fine. So
I don't want to bet him too much. There you go, my friend.
all right. So we'll do 2 face-up piles. Tell me what pile it's in after.
So I'm guessing what pile it's in.
No, you're watching, but don't say that pile as soon as I flip it over because you're gonna give the trick away.
Ha ha.
You know what card it is, Spence?
Yes.
He's fanning the cards out into 2 piles right now.
Get that card flipping sound effects right on.
Sorry, Thor's in it.
Okay, so did you see your card?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Which card pile? Was it in the left pile or the right pile?
The right pile.
The right?
Yes.
No. We need to use a deck of bicycle cards.
Now you're making me
Oh, boy.
question it.
This pile. Your left, my left, or your left? Was it in this pile?
I could have sworn it.
Wait.
I thought I had Queen of Diamonds. It's right there. I can see it, dude.
No. Then we need a regular deck of cards. That worked every time. The only time it never worked was with this.
Okay. Well, no. We'll do it. I'll pay more. I'll pay better attention. Let's try
All right,
one
don't
more
put
time.
the mic where I can't.
Okay.
There was a Joker in that one, too.
Was there?
Yeah, there was a Joker in there.
All right.
Yeah, there was a somewhere in there.
I thought it took all the Jokers.
Yeah, this is.
Do we-
No, it's out.
Hand me those. Hand me the Captain America one.
Regular deck.
The payoff will be big for this. Trust me.
Live podcasting.
I think I have a bicycle one.
You know what? We can do it with these. Just don't put the mic where I can't see where I'm.
Okay.
All right. That's fine.
It messed up my counting. All right, we'll do it again. We'll do 32 cards.
Oh.
All right, so 32 cards.
I mean, the only reason I don't do 52 is because it takes long.
Just way too long.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28,
He has bicycle
30,
cards.
31, 32. 32.
All right.
All right.
Wait for the camera to come back.
Whatever.
Fuck, I just opened this
You open it up.
backwards.
We'll fix it later. All right. So we have 32 cards. Okay? No jokers.
Right.
Okay? This is where I have to watch what I'm doing. Ready? Now, Spencer, pick another number between 5 and 20.
Okay.
Do not tell me until later.
Okay. I got this.
So right now, Kyle's putting there's a set of 4 cards in the middle and a little plus sign. And then the rest he is putting in a arc, little horseshoe type of design around the 4 cards.
Yes. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ready.
Yes.
What was your number?
13.
13. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
All
What's
right.
your card?
So what Kyle
Did I
did
count
is he
correctly that time?
started
Yes,
with the
yes,
4
everything
cards
looks correct this time.
and a plus sign, and then went around the horseshoe for 13. Started at the one
don't
that
trust
ended
me.
on 13, went around the edge of the horseshoe, and then to the very bottom. It was actually a question mark shape instead of a horseshoe shape. So he has the shape there. He showed it over to the camera,
You should
and
shuffle it.
I should.
now Spencer is shuffling the cards.
Never put it on top for the magician.
This is why nah, fine.
And he's shuffling the cards right now, trying to get them as out of order as possible.
Bob, you should do golf commentary.
You know, I
You
should.
really should. You have the voice.
I should
Now.
do this whole radio thing as a profession.
Instead of going left and right, we're gonna do pile 1 and pile 2. Okay?
Okay.
Does he know what card it is?
I do know.
Do you know what card?
I do not.
Okay, so you're for the wow factor. That's good.
Okay.
Ready? We're just watching. Just keep track.
Just watching.
I was putting them in 2 piles. Like I said before, pile 1 and pile 2. Alternating between the 2. As so it's making 2 piles.
What are wonderful piles of 1 and 2?
I got to practice. I haven't done play-by-play in about a month. I have a hockey game coming up on Friday.
What's up?
Which pile?
Correct.
Which pile?
No,
The
pile
first
1.
pile?
Are you sure?
Pile A.
Now, should we fan them out for Spencer to make sure?
I don't appreciate the condescending tone, Mr. Magician. You are definitely not getting invited to my bar mitzvah.
Is it in there?
It is indeed in there.
All right, so the card is in the correct pile.
Confirm.
Okay. Can confirm.
Spencer's back up.
Fantastic.
And now he's putting them in a 4-pile shape, making little X's.
That's not you.
No, it's not.
Pick 2 piles, Bob.
All right, I'm going to do the one closest to you and the one closest to me. Of the 4, I chose, well, the one closest to Kyle and closest to me.
Pick left or right.
Studio attendee
Left. Okay.
picks the left pile.
This is the left pile. Now, Brian. I I want you to point to any two cards you think stand out to you. Okay, those two. Okay, good.
Ryan chooses 2 cards.
Now, one of these 2 cards is Spencer's card. Spencer, pick one.
Pick one.
Just
He's thinking.
No, okay. That's the one you pick?
Yes.
Okay, now. That is your card.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Years of practice on that baby right there.
That's good.
Because there's so many different variables, because you have us choose the decks and whatnot, so it's not like it's I don't know how you calculate that.
It's
the magic.
It's just like the jam is special, guys.
Yeah. it's about the ingredients.
Yes. So you saw it here. Live on the Shootin the Shibby podcast.
Yes sir, the Shibby
There you
Shack,
go.
Shootin the Shibby.
I never did it with a microphone in front of my face like that. It was very hard.
That's okay.
That's incredible. I guess, how long did it take for you to learn that?
You know how many times I did that at parties? Like, I know a trick.
Again, drunk memory's a thing. We went over this.
I've never done it with honestly, I've been doing that trick for all those years. I've never used a non-traditional deck of cards, which is no excuse, but still kind of
No, it makes it a
fun.
little more difficult, that's for sure, because it's the back of the Marvel playing cards are very loud.
Yeah.
Not only that, they're red, and they look like the title opening to like a Marvel movie, so they all
Correct.
kind of blend in together.
The trickery wasn't the counting, so I didn't skip that card. I didn't want you to think like, oh, you said 14 and you only counted 13. That wasn't the trickery involved. So, but yeah, you saw it there. You saw it live. HQ, let's play it live.
Oh yeah,
You guys ever play HQ?
What's HQ?
HQ Trivia. It's basically just a game show on an app. Really
win money.
douchey guy named Scott who does it.
Yeah.
He
That
has
sounds
Scott
riveting.
Rogowski or whatever. Yeah.
He probably has one of the most punchable faces I think I've ever seen.
I don't know, Bob. You're kind of up
Tell me
there
how you
with
really
him.
feel.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, HQ is this game where it's like it's 9 questions, and if you get them right, you split 250,000 with whoever's left up front with you.
Oh.
Well, sometimes it's like 250, sometimes it's 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah, it
It's
all kinda-
250 on the weekends, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Then I
And it
How much
changes.
does it cost to play this game?
It's free.
It's free. Just download the
Funded
app.
by advertising.
But the thing is, like they like they'll easy up to like question 6. And when you get to 7, they throw like a fucking they word it weirdly and throw curveballs at you.
I got to the second to last question once, and I thought I was going to win.
I think the furthest I've ever got was like question 6.
Really?
But the guy's just too douchey for me. I can't. I
Just
just
like
can't.
keep the 250,000. I just can't stand this guy, Scotty the Body Rogowski.
I gotta listen.
Hey,
to,
what's up,
If I
guys?
gotta keep listening to you, just keep the money. I don't want to need it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and since they're live, I'm not gonna
listen to
play
you,
the
Scotty.
audio. But Spence, I'll show you the what this guy looks like.
I'll listen to you, Scotty. I
he's-
want the $250,000.
Put it up to the mic, man.
What the hell is this app anyway?
I got rid of
just
it.
came up on
Scotty
your notifications.
Biscotti.
There we go. I just have to figure out where like the app is. It's obnoxious. Let's see if we can find. Oh, they're not even live yet. They're still setting up.
So what's new in Spencer's life? What are you learning about Asbury that you think we should know? What are some of your secret
Sorry,
places?
my mouth is on fire again. Secret places of
Hope your house isn't on fire.
my
It's the
mouth.
other apartments around here.
Don't be saying my apartment's on fire now.
It's very flammable.
You get
It is.
fucking night terrors about that shit, man.
It is a new year. I'm just saying, fresh year, fresh
New
fresh
year, new
slate,
fire.
Pretty much. My mouth is on fire. Just give me a quick skip, real quick.
So
That's okay. I got beer.
I've been doing pretty good. I've mostly just been playing a lot of games. I played a really cool game recently. I was telling them about it, but it's called Detroit Become Human, and it's an entire thing about androids in the future, and how they're all like personal assistants to people, and they look exactly like normal people,
Really?
but they're androids and they listen to everything you say. But some of them experience something so extreme that it causes their programming to break out and become deviant, they call it, and then they start to act and think on their own.
Wow.
So you take control of 3 different androids. One of them is a partner to a cop,
Okay.
and he's like programmed to be a detective and look for clues and information to solve crimes and always come up
Where do
with
you
the
hear about these video games?
I played this one. I played this one at PAX.
We played
and
it
this
at
one
PAX.
actually had a big controversy around it because one of the characters you play as is a female android, and her whole thing is that she wants to be like a mother. And you start off in a house of an abusive father and his daughter.
Uh-oh.
And the dad beats her. Like, you sometimes will see him, like, take off his belt and actually hit her. And it's your job to get this girl out of the house.
Jesus
without,
Christ.
like, the dad beating you and the girl down.
It's like a Will Smith movie. Like, oh.
It's intense.
Wow.
So, like...
Judd Hirsch movie.
So,
or
like,
something.
there's all these, like, quick time events and, like, shit you have to do. It's like, where do you hide? Where do you go? Like, do you decide to do this or that? And, like, because there's a point where it's like you're at the dinner table and the dad gets so... Because, like, he's just so fucked up in the head and he takes... There's a big drug in the game called, like, red ice, which is essentially meth. Mm-hmm. But there's, like, red ice is, like, the big drug in the game and he's constantly on it. And he's mad about his wife leaving him for an accountant. And he's like, it's your fault. It's your fault she left me. If you were just a better daughter and whatever. And he's, like, screaming at her.
Oh.
And so, like, he, like, flips the table over and she runs upstairs. And he's on the couch, like, trying to figure out what the hell he's doing. And that's when, like, you break your programming, run upstairs, and try to, like, get her out of
So
the
you become
house.
like a robot prodigy? Like,
You essentially just, like, go on your own.
oh, is that the
And
punchable guy?
Yeah.
His
Look at his teeth. His teeth are just...
They look like
are
they should
too
be knocked
white.
out.
Wait, let's play. Maybe we'll win money. There's 4 of us.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's...
So,
All right, yeah, enough about domestic abuse. Let's play games.
Long story short, and then the other guy is Android, who is assisting a painter.
Okay.
Can I finish my story? You want to talk
Did you
about?
want
live.
to play or what?
Your story's boring. Let's play.
He's not doing it yet. He's just talking about other bullshit.
Okay.
Damn story.
Continue.
You take care of the third android who's taking care of a painter, but then the painter has a heart attack and dies, and then he becomes an android who leads the android revolution.
A
to
feral
get free
android.
rights.
So you have this game too?
I have not. No, I played the demo at PAX last year. That same convention.
But yeah, he helps gather people around and do a revolution to get rights for androids.
Cool. And what's the name of the game?
Detroit Become Human. It's a lot of fun.
Detroit Become
It's
Human.
We
not
plan on
heavily-
playing the game on stream, like Bob and I. And
Like when we're done here?
well, I mean, you
Probably
said
not
you haven't played
tonight, but
Smash yet,
eventually.
so we'll probably play Super Smash.
We'll probably play Smash after this, and then
There's 609,000 people on this right now.
they'll hit like 1 million.
I'm more amazed that they have like a steady server that can handle all this traffic.
Well, they don't. Everyone bitches about glitches and whatever because they
Bitches about bitches be
Bitches
glitches.
about glitches.
they
They're
think
giving
they'll
stitches.
get it or whatever, but they won't.
Bitches
All right,
ain't
let's see.
nothing
What's
but-
question 1, guys?
All
Play
right.
along with
All right,
us.
let's we're gonna play some HQ.
Volume back on.
All right, here we go. Let's keep
He's
going.
still...
Oh wow, look at that!
Douchebagging
Still talking
around.
about other bullshit. But you want to listen to that instead of my story?
Hey, you know what?
Well, yeah. Somebody
Motherfucker.
sounds enthusiastic, while otherwise just droning on about video games.
That's not enthusiastic. He's just letting other guy talk. Great
It's
podcast.
still the same guy.
I'm talking about punchy facey guy.
Facey McPunch.
So is this
He's
just
so insufferable.
fibbage? Because it sounds like fibbage.
It's basically fibbage, but like
What's
actual
fibbage?
trivia. Like trivia.
It sounds like.
What is fibbage?
It's a game where they ask a question
Mike.
and everyone else puts in a lie.
It's a game where they put up a question. Everyone puts in a lie, and there's a truth in there. You have to find the truth through
I
everyone's
love that.
lies.
Let's play that hero.
Oh, it's great, and you can
And
actually.
we could play on Twitch too, and have people who's watching us join in with us.
Wow.
You've never played fibbage? That's
No.
a pretty household party game at this point.
I've
Interesting.
always was out doing things.
I should never come here for a party.
I'm not talking about this household. I'm saying in general. I have a lot of friends that play fibbage.
All right, read the question for us, and we'll tell you which one to pick.
Okay. As soon as he's done douche nozzling it up,
Wow, look at that.
Somebody salty.
Ryan is so
Brian knows how I feel.
Look, it's still going through shit. What is wrong with this app?
The grand prize is $5,000 tonight.
Man, am I glad that we didn't do our own stories and just decided to let him still go on and on. No, I'm happy. I'm happy. For
Who, Scott Rogowski?
Well, so you asked about Asbury before, and I think the one thing that I can say.
Oh, hold on. He's
It's one
talking.
thing-
We can't interrupt him. It's really important.
You done there, champ? You good? You get out of your system?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay, cool.
When he starts asking a question, then we'll answer.
The one thing I will say, I guess, whenever you start living like in a new area, it's always easier to go out with friends and to kind of have like a segue sort of thing. But I've often found that a lot of times it's more fun to just go by yourself, just to go out and just go experience things. Like, so I mean, I joked about Sunday after, and then I just went to the Saint, which is a local concert venue. But I was going back. I was like, you know what? I'm not tired. I want to go listen to some music. Went to the Saint, danced around to some music, met some cool people. It was a good time. Like,
good for you, man. That's awesome.
It's about, for me, there was definitely a heavy insecurity to break about just. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I can be the best extrovert ever and just go into a room and rock it, and sometimes I'm just like very shut in feeling like I know I want to go out, but I don't have the heart.
You're like the introverted extrovert. Like, I'm so sorry. Can I have your number? Yeah, but I mean, it's like, sorry.
Oh well, flirting's a whole. I'm flirtarded. That's a whole nother story. I'm talking more about just social interactions in general.
Flirtarded.
I'm sorry if that's not. Or do we got a question?
First question: what musical famously features the song "Seasons of Love"?
Oh, that's the Transformers.
Mortgage, rent, or sublease?
I guess rent. That's rent.
It's rent.
It's rent. 500, 35,000.
What about
minutes?
I would have got that wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know that
All
one
right,
either.
question 2 is what?
Quiz right now. How about Q2?
Such a douche.
What a bag of
Yeah.
Which of these musicals children sings a famous song "Tomorrow"? Matilda, Oliver, or Annie?
Annie.
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna say, Bob, if you wanna just read off the questions instead, because the audio sounds kind of.
Oh, yeah.
He's also annoying, but the audio is like, maybe he's just annoying.
He is.
Bob, I want to hear your voice.
Hi.
Keep talking. I need to go to bed soon. I want to go to sleep.
Are you saying that I'm boring? That I put people to sleep?
I'm saying that you have the voice of an angel, and I want to hear you do ASMR so that I can go to sleep and have wonderful dreams.
I wish we can't hook up this computer to anything. It's just recording, right?
Well, we refuse to because we don't want the computer to just and crash
in the middle and lose a whole podcast.
Yeah, I've had that happen multiple times.
Thankfully, our Twitch session does get saved, so we could. It does have
that may or may not
backup.
have happened once.
I like how your cat just likes the top step.
Well, I was wrong. How are we going to pay was the next question. Anyway.
What was the question? What are you doing?
Did we lose already?
Oh, yeah, I lost.
What the fuck?
Wait, what question
What the fuck?
The question was, what are the lines to the song in Rent? And it was like, how are we going to pay, when we going to pay, why we got to pay?
Next.
What is that? How we gonna pay?
I hit the wrong button.
Like my musical.
She does play that song a lot.
Dude, the whole thing was
I actually
Rent
could have
and-
even answered that.
The whole thing was
I'm about to
musicals
say-
and plays. You should have played.
I'm about to say, if this was all
How
rent-based
we
music, I
gonna
would be fucked.
pay?
I know more.
Gonna pay
I know more of the Team America
next year's
satire.
rent.
What is this? The welfare?
I know more
It's
of
the
the
sequel.
I know more
It's
of
all the people that work for the government
All
right now.
You know what I've been watching recently again out of freaking nowhere?
Porn.
R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet.
Why?
I hate it. I hate it so much. I love it.
What is it?
You've
You never
really?
seen R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet? Good sir, you are in for an experience.
It's awful.
It's R. Kelly
Yeah.
doing this drama that he, I guess, like raps to the entire thing.
Right.
He voices everybody, but it's a bunch of different people acting in it. It's awful.
Isn't he in a lot of trouble right now?
Yes, he is for being
yeah.
a garbage human being, but man, did he put out one of the worst piles of crap ever that is just fantastic to watch. So the whole thing is like the first bit of it is that he's in this closet because he was hooking up with this girl at a club one night, went back to her place the next morning. Her man's coming up the stairs and he's in the closet like trying to wait it out. And
Did you ever see the South Park episode with R. Kelly?
In the closet.
It's the entire. It's what it's based off of. R. Kelly
Yeah, that's
actually
what
did
the
a
song-
music video like that, or
oh, it's
is
not
it
a music video. It's
It's
a whole series.
Right. I'm sorry.
Called Trapped in the Closet.
Right.
where
That's what that
he-
episode is based off of.
So the whole thing is just that every person that is cheating on someone is cheating on someone with somebody else. So it's R. Kelly is banging this girl who's cheating on her man, but he's cheating on her with another man. So R. Kelly goes home to his girl, and she cheated on him with the police officer, and then the police officer was cheating on his girl with R. Kelly's girl, and then the police officer's girl was cheating on him with the midget. and it's just a whole line down of
Is it
all
on
these people
YouTube,
banging each
or
other.
you
Oh yeah.
find- yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the best part is in the first or second chapter where I think it's the first chapter where
DHS.
this the guy comes home and he's like hugging his girl or whatever, and then his R. Kelly's phone goes off, and then the guy's just like, somebody's in this house, but he's rapping it, so he's like. So he hears a noise. He comes over to the dresser. I pull out my Beretta. He comes over to the closet. I hope he doesn't open up the closet. And he's just like there with a gun, waiting for this guy to open the door. And then he does. And he comes in. He's like, and I pull out my gun. It's so stupid.
Is it really R. Kelly?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's R. Kelly raps the entire thing. And there's like, whenever they drive, it's a green screen segment, and it looks terrible.
Oh, like the
it's
car's
great.
just,
Like the
moving,
car's moving, but like
Right.
the background really doesn't move with
And
it.
they're like doing this with the steering wheel
Like all
to
the
pretend
driving from that
drive.
70s show?
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
When really the driving will be all over the road if you actually drive.
Yeah,
down
it's
the
like
road
worse
this.
than that 70s show, like driving.
Worse?
Oh, it's worse. It's worse.
Hanging out.
Do you know Cheap Trick played that song?
Really, I can totally see that.
Yep.
I can absolutely
But
see that.
because of copyright issues, they're not allowed to play it live. But they'll do the ba-na-na-na-na-na,
Right.
and they won't play. They won't do any other part. But they'll segue. I saw Cheap Trick live a few years ago, and they segue their songs with that '70s show intro.
That's so strange because I thought. I mean, I've heard
That's great.
bands play other obviously copyrighted, and then just cover it.
Oh,
I guess because it's Cheap Trick
Bowling,
themselves.
Bowling for Soup played Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's mom, because there was
Yeah.
a point in time where people thought Bowling for Soup made Stacy's mom,
so they just played it.
and so they were
embraced it.
like, "Yeah, everyone
Good
keeps
old
thinking."
LimeWire.
So
"I
people,
love Corn. That song, Butterfly. It's great."
So they were like, "Yeah, a bunch of people thought this was our song, so we just learned it." So, and it was at Warped Tour, and they're like, "So here's Stacy's mom," and they
that's cool.
just played Stacy's mom because they're like, "Hey, everyone thought we did."
Wasn't this the last year to Warp Tour?
I think last year was the last year of Warped Tour.
There's not. Well, yeah, last
2018.
year, 2018. Yeah, that's
Yes,
what I mean,
correct.
Spencer. Within the last year,
Yes,
I
mean,
didn't know we were going to be technical on the show. Thanks for keeping me in check.
Well, it's 2019. You said, "Isn't this the last year?" And it's like, no,
Isn't it the last year? Wasn't it the last year? Did I ask that correctly?
We can look back at the Twitch reel, but no, it was, and unfortunately,
You hear this? Do you
It's-
Is anyone else hearing this shit?
It's all Vull and Noid now.
No, I come here for to be a little bit relaxed, and then you try to put me in check.
hey man, I got my beer, I got my jam. You can leave. It's all
After you
good.
talk to us about
Spencer's the one-
restoring a fucking
Spencer's
bicycle.
the one who's had to stick up his ass this entire time, but he tries to play it off that other people have
I'm
to stick
the
up
one
their ass.
because you do have a stick up your ass.
No,
You
it was the
know.
one was like, "Hey guys, why don't we
No.
get together and record early so we don't have to worry about being super late?" It's Bob. Yeah, Spencer. I don't want to go to bed and put pants on.
Did you ever?
That wasn't a stick up my ass. I was genuinely comfortable watching The Big Lebowski on my phone and just embracing the laziness that was today.
Spencer, when this started, guys, we can't put other things ahead of the podcast. The podcast has
Never
to come
said that.
first.
Never
Yes,
said that.
yes, you did. Yes, you did. I said I had to do something. You go, well, the podcast has to come first. We do the podcast first.
I
Also,
did.
Spencer,
I missed out throwing axes with my cousin to come podcast here.
Also,
that lives in
Spencer, I don't want to
California.
get out of bed.
Did you guys? Did you?
It was
You
noon.
just sounded like that Whisk commercial that we played on my podcast from the 80s.
Do they have like two arguing
Listen
married
how awkward
couple?
this audio is. Where do I put my phone? Like right here?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
to the mic there.
Ready? Listen to this.
So, isn't this great? I got my
What?
Is the
Redheaded kid and his mom. His mom shows up out of nowhere. His college dorm is a fucking mess, and he has a bubble in his throat for the live read, and he goes, "Sal, isn't this great?"
I thought that was like Bill Cosby.
So, isn't this great? I got my own kitchen, my own bedroom.
Why would you air
my.
that?
Girls,
And when
girls.
you were making fun of Brian, just been like, "Sal, isn't this great?" Like I just really.
You have such an odd data bank in your head of just references like a random Whisk commercial from the 80s, just out of
Oh,
nowhere.
I have the Australian guy getting arrested. Like my YouTube hole is deeper and weirder than anyone's you've ever met. Remember?
I'll
The
give
Aus-
you a run for your money.
I will too. The Australian guy getting arrested. He's like, "Hands off my penis," and it's the funniest thing ever. All right.
No,
We
my,
can get-
my, my
we
favorite
can get
old,
weird on YouTube. It's okay.
my favorite old thing will always and forever be Sugar Bear commercials for Sugar Crisps.
Oh yeah.
Sugar Bear.
Fucking
Or
love those.
Unforgivable.
Oh, Unforgivable. Oh my God, I love Unforgivable.
Which one's unforgivable?
Chick-fil-A to get some
Knock the teeth out.
flies.
Unforgivable.
My bitch pulled out her wallet. I saw a picture of some other dudes. I said, "Who is those dudes?" She says, "They're my brothers." I go, "Bitch, you got some siblings, and I don't like it."
That is some classic OG YouTube right there. And oh, dude, it was. What was it? I pulled her by the hair. I knocked her teeth out. Unforgivable.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's a bitch. What that smell like?
Intro. To play that music, that boom, doo-doo, like your intro music, like,
Bitch, what that smell like?
what's up, everybody? It's a Shootin the Shibby podcast.
I don't know if DJ Quads would appreciate his music being spliced with.
Well, you guys talk over it anyway.
We talk into it.
After
Like,
the one part of the song, and then HUG Spencer is like, ah! Welcome to episode 46. Oh, the Shootin the Shibby podcast.
Hey, man, if you want to do the intro next week, you can.
Well, I'm always over there like getting the things ready.
All right, well, then I'll get
We
the
should still try it. We could do an audio mashup. I mean,
Do it live.
Unforgivable. You guys
We'll do it
can
live.
Keep going.
Unforgivable.
I'll cue up the audio on my end. You guys keep.
All right,
going.
I'll queue up the open
All right, so
on
Bob-
my end.
Oh, we were doing this right now?
Yeah, we'll,
Yes,
we'll,
we
we'll
are.
give it a
Do a quick
try.
bit.
Talking, I'll cue
All
up
right.
the audio.
We'll do a quick bit here.
I'm excited for this. It's gonna be the weirdest freaking thing in the world.
So what is this? You play the intro, like he does this, and then you play the intro, or you play the intro,
how
and
is
then
this-
it goes into...
Real fast. She sat down like, bitch, who told you to sit down?
There you go.
It's just some random guy in the woods in black and white.
It's like, why? What, who did, why?
Who hurt you?
Here you go. Ready?
All right, so
Player. Doom doo doom doom. Ready?
Here we are. Yeah.
Give me a Dr. Pepper, bitch. We got the food. She brought it to me, snatched it from her real fast. She sat down like, bitch, who told you to sit down?
Perfect. Best way to start the podcast there.
I messed up. I wanted it to go.
Bitch, who told you to sit down?
Like there's people listening and sitting down listening to you and watching you.
Bitch, who told you to sit down?
So I have a big question.
Okay.
For, I'll start with you today, Kyle.
Sure.
What did you learn today?
What did I learn today? I learned that Spencer not only rescued one bicycle,
I'm a hero amongst men, actually.
but two, and he carried one of them out of a burning building because he calls it a rescue.
I imagine it's like Nam, and he has like the bike on his back. Just I don't know why.
We're getting through this together.
One of the tires is still moving real slow, and it's like partially on fire.
Like squeaking as the bearings are shot.
There's like another bike that's like going next to him, and it's like wobbling back and forth, and then falls over.
Yeah.
There's like music. There's like an orchestral music that's building the moment as I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know why I imagined the Terminator soundtrack when that was happening.
I was thinking the same thing.
Dun,
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 dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. Come on, we can do it!
In a world.
What did I
We gotta
learn?
get this two-seater back to the hospital stat!
Yeah.
It's got a flat tire and a broken chain! And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let it break down in this field!
It's a bicycle
One
built
man.
for two, and if I meet somebody at the Saint, they're gonna sit on the back.
We're going tandem, boys.
Sir, the mopeds, they're coming in hot! It's okay, they're gonna run out of gas sooner or later!
Mopeds.
Sir!
What is it saying?
Sir, they're electric!
Boogie, oogie, oogie.
My God!
Mopeds are like ugly chicks. They're only fun until your friends see you on them.
Fuck you, man. I love mopeds.
I do too. So anyway, I learned that next time I plan on being on the show, like not a last minute thing, so I can actually bring something to the table.
But you brought plenty to the table.
You
Okay.
did card
Okay.
tricks.
He
You brought
literally
food,
brought
you
something
brought
to the table.
beer.
Well, the jams here, guys. I'll officially sponsor your podcast. When these jams are empty, let me know. I'll mail you some new ones. Okay, how's that? So you guys can munch on them during every episode.
That's hot.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's hot. Yeah, that's hot. YouTube
All right.
Rewind.
Jamming
Spicy
now.
Jams NJ. That's your sponsor there.
Spicy
Today's
Jams.
episode is brought to you by Spicy Jams NJ.
On Instagram, follow and also at Full Slice Podcast on Instagram, and that's my plug for the show.
Yeah,
So
watch
thanks for
Full
having me.
Slice.
No, watch. Seriously,
Well, it's a better
Full
podcast
Slice
than this one.
You want to hear podcasting done right? Full Slice podcast.
Thank you very much. We actually work really hard. I try
shows.
to.
You
I
do.
try to
You
stay
put
as-
production value in. We're like, what are we doing today?
No, we have a lot more episodes. We have a lot more time into it. You guys, I think by the time you get to the number count of episodes we have, you'll surpass us. And
You hear that, boys?
Which, by the way, today
maybe
is-
one day we will be like Full Slice
See,
podcast.
today is the 1 year anniversary of our first ever recording.
well, how about that?
It is
January 21st, 2018.
January.
Hey, God damn it.
Vull and Noid.
Oh,
Spence, what did you learn today?
I learned that spicy
he shouldn't
foods.
chug a Guinness before he's asked the question.
Pretty much, kind of like when the waiter comes to you as you're like gargling down your mozzarella sticks. No, I learned that spicy foods are terrible things to eat while you're podcasting. They're delicious, which is why I kept. It's really like it was really like flavored masochism. I just kept on eating it, even though I knew the pain would
Well,
come.
you have to eat it with the right things. I suggest a English muffin with a little sour cream and that on top, and the sour cream will balance out the heat.
Interesting. I'm
That's-
not a big sour cream
most
fan.
of my
I love sour
customers.
cream.
Most of my customers eat it in the morning with eggs and toast and English
I can fuck with
muffins.
that. 'Cause
Oh,
I like hot sauce on my scrambled
It'll
eggs.
get you
so.
going.
Yes,
That's for
same
sure.
thing.
Yeah,
Same
fuck
fat
yeah.
heat in the morning almost replaces that of caffeine.
Yes.
So I don't like,
That's not gonna happen.
I do
He
like
said
not drink
almost, to be
caffeine
fair.
like at all.
Almost.
What's that, Brian? I'm
I-
sorry.
I don't
Spencer
like-
was babbling again.
What else is new? I don't like caffeine all that much. I try to stay away from it.
Okay. All right. No. You
I try to.
every moment.
I would love to.
Oh God!
So
Keep talking.
Everything. Most of the things I drink is usually without caffeine.
Did you
and
guys?
dry. Fun fact.
Does your
has
board,
no caffeine.
Does your soundboard
Caffeine-free.
do that thing where you like it can make you sound like Minions or slow motion?
Yes.
Because my
Yes,
brother
good.
was experimenting on the last episode just to like give you guys an idea of what our podcast is. We interviewed a couple different people last episode, but my brother did an impression of the Minions singing the Maroon 5 song, I don't mind spending every day. Yeah. And he started singing it in Minion because our board made his voice high pitch. He's like, "Capatita!" Like it just, and that clip took off. It just,
Oh yeah.
like people were sharing it like crazy.
People
and it-
love Minions.
and it's the board. Yeah, they love Minions, but at the sound, there is something to be said about a soundboard, and we started with one smaller than that. So just keep doing what you guys are doing. Keep going to Guitar Center, and by the time you hit episode 70, you guys will be teaching us what to do. So,
Oh, you're kind.
all right.
Oh.
I appreciate you guys letting me come on, and
Implying we
anytime
reach
you want me to
episode
come
70.
what's that?
Implying we reach episode 70.
You guys totally will. And anytime
getting
you want me to
there.
bring
I'll
jam and beer,
stab
I got
Spencer
you
by
guys.
some point.
Anytime.
Hell yeah.
Brian, what did you learn?
Shank 'em. I learned that spicy jam is fucking delicious. I'm all about it.
Nice.
Indeed.
And
Bob, what did you learn?
I learned that if you go into a bathroom at a pee clinic and you can't go after the second time, your urine is Vull and Noid.
Yeah.
No, you have to stay until you can pee, or else you just say fuck it and you have to go somewhere else.
Oh, any listeners
enough.
of the Shootin the Shibby podcast, if anybody listening wants to follow me on @SpicyJamsNJ, if you make an order and mention Shibby Shack, I will ship your first 5 jars of jam for free. If you order five,
yeah.
if you order 5 or more jars, I will ship them for free.
I'm about to go
Shibby
do that
Shack
myself.
I wanted to do that, but we don't have any like buttons to push on there, so I'm like, I
Telling
can't.
you,
Yeah, we'll
we-
try and get some stuff flowing here, guys. I'd like to do a little more work with you. So
Fuck yeah, man. I'm in.
Yeah.
We are in. Who's me? We are in.
Let's do it.
appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
So you've been listening to Shootin' Shibby. Don't forget you can like us on Facebook at Shibby Shack Official, Instagram as well, Shibby Shack Official. We're on iTunes. Like us, give us 5 stars, review, and subscribe and all that fun stuff. We're also on Google Music, Spotify, Player.fm, TuneIn Radio, shootintheshibby.podbean.com. Special thanks to Bethany at Daleks and Dragons,
Hey, you got it.
DJ Quads, as well as Kyle at Spicy Jams NJ on Instagram, as well as the Full Slice Podcast at Full Slice Podcast, both on Facebook as well as Instagram there. Make sure to follow us on Twitch, where we broadcast live every Monday night. We'll stream games as well during the week as well. Check us out on twitch.tv/shibby_shack. Like I said, every now and then, the 3 of us plus our friends will jump on and stream for a little bit as well. So for one final time, for Kyle from the Full Slice Podcast, for Spencer, and for Brian, I am Bob. Thank you so much for listening to Shootin the Shibby.
God damn it!